Welcome back, dude and dudettes, to another wild episode of Send It Mate. We're here to talk about all things hunting and outdoors. And today, we've got something that'll keep your gear running smoother than a dingo's getaway.
That's right. Our show is brought to you by High Caliber, the gun and knife oil company that knows how to keep your firearms and blades in tip-top shape.
High Caliber is like the secret sauce for hunters, anglers, and outdoorsy folk everywhere. It's like the magic potion that makes your gun and knives happier than a dog with two tails.
You know, guys, I've been using High Caliber oil for a while now, and let me tell you, it's the duck's nuts. My rifle practically sings a lullaby when I take it out hunting.
And speaking of lullabies, ever tried sneaking up on a deer with a squeaky gun? It's a prime way to end up with no venison in the freezer. You'll be hungrier than a vegan at a bacon festival.
Absolutely. But with High Caliber oil, your gun will be quieter than a ninja in moonlight. You'll be stalking your prey with the grace and stealth of a mountain lion.
High Caliber doesn't just keep things quiet, it also prevents rust and corrosion, so you won't find your gear looking like it spent a season at the bottom of a creek.
That's right, and for you knife enthusiasts out there, High Caliber has got you covered too. Your trusty blade will slice through anything smoother than butter on a hot biscuit.
So, folks, don't let your gear become a rusty, squeaky mess. Head on over to highcaliber.com.au and grab a bottle of their oil today.
And if you use the code SENDITMATE at checkout, you'll get a special discount. I say again, use the code SENDITMATE for all your oil slick, stealthy hunting needs.
Thanks to High Caliber, you'll be sending it in style and silence.
So, gear up, oil up, and send it, mate. High Caliber, the ultimate oil for the ultimate hunter.
Righto, you deer shooting, pig hunting, right winged or left, good motherfuckers out there. Welcome to another episode of Send It Mate podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Couchy.
That's a fucking intro, Shannon.
Did you cover enough people then?
Nah, I didn't cover the gays.
The LGBTQI
Plus.
community.
Yeah.
Well, would you like to include them now?
Yeah, and all you other people out there. There you go.
Just a blanket.
Is that, yeah, I figured that we could have gone down a rabbit hole right there.
I love how you went right wing and left wing people.
Well, there's a trend in especially in the States, actually, the left and right is sort of converging a little bit. Maybe not so much on the right, but the left sort of it has taken on some ideologies of the right wing, but they're still left.
I would disagree with you.
No.
When it comes to American politics, it is polarized left and right.
No, there's definitely like a little bit of converging on there. There's a lot of people that have from COVID gone out and got their gun license because they're worried about this and that.
There's been some flips.
That's the people.
No. I think their political views are still the same, but
most people are centrists. Most human beings, but politically, the parties are very like polar opposite.
Yeah, well,
is that what you were trying to say?
No, it's not at all. But that's all right. There's a little bit of conversion going on. There's none of that going on in this room, though.
So you're saying the Democrats and the Republicans are moving closer towards each other?
Never mind, mate. It'll be like talking to a brick wall.
No, I'm trying to establish what you're saying.
Well,
I disagree at this point. I want to be on the same page as you, John.
I just explained it, mate. I don't know how to dumb it down for you.
Fucking turn it up, man.
How's this? The old Queen's carked it.
Yes.
Weeks ago, yes.
Yeah. We should
Dawn of a new era.
become a republic now. It's time to ditch the monarchy and become our own thing, I reckon. That's where I'd vote in that. Actually, Sunrise, or one of the major TV channels, reckon that they did a poll and they reckon that people are still for the monarchy. I just think all those dinosaurs need to die and let's move on.
I think the death probably helped the support of the monarchy, to be honest.
Probably, yeah. probably. Having said that, I love the memes about old Charles. 70-year apprenticeship. Poor dude. Waiting 70 years to become king.
Yeah, and he's
only got 10 years left in him.
pretty much. He'll cark it, and then who's next? William.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what's his name's been kicked out of the family.
Harry.
Yeah. Whoever's the one that's dating that weird actress.
Harry.
Yeah.
That's Harry, yeah.
Yeah.
Will is the next in line, though.
Yeah.
So Harry, doesn't matter if he's in or out of the family, he wouldn't get it anyway.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's probably why he left. What's the point? Apart from money.
Well, the perks.
Just
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, man, God.
No, he's got some perks.
Not having to wipe your own ass. Bathe yourself.
I mean, what would you rather, a heap of money or
Freedom.
a hot wife?
See, I don't know, actually, because when you think about the job of the Queen, you have to sit through a whole bunch of boring shit.
Yeah.
Like, dead set, that's your job, just to sit there through boring shit and smile. I'd be like, fuck this. I'm out of here. I've got better shit to do.
But there'll be some cool shit too that would sort of, probably wouldn't outweigh it, but it'll help.
Yeah. No, I don't. I reckon the boring shit would outweigh the the cool shit. It'd be like, it's like the army, mate. The cool shit's far and few between, and then the boring shit just, you're like, fuck this. I'm out.
But when you leave, all you remember is the good shit.
You do. No, you don't. You still remember the bad shit. It's sort of like, nah. Yeah. Because in my head, the good shit was the bad shit, and you sort of sit there and go, at that stage of my life, at some point through that bad shit, I was sitting down questioning my life choices, but I carried on.
Oh, I think everyone does that in the
kept
army.
driving on, you know.
The good shit was the bad shit.
Yeah, because adversity. Yeah, all your stories about adversity
the funny shit is when you go through the hard
Upon
times.
reflection, the good shit.
That's what I just said.
Okay, I'm just.
Do you need me to dumb it
I
down?
don't know.
Character building.
I'm not in sync with you tonight, which is weird because we spent the whole weekend together.
We did.
4 days in close proximity.
Did. And for all our listeners out there, spending 4 days with Caleb is not that good. No, just kidding.
You were the one swapping fucking pants with everyone.
Nah, well, I had some pants. I had obviously my new Kuyu pants that a couple of boys wanted to try on, and it just so happened that they're basically
The same short
the
height.
same, the same height as me. And yeah, they tried them on, and I tried their pants on. It was weird.
It was weirder when you were watching.
But look, yeah, I got to try on some, I think it's Black Davis pants. I think, I can't remember. But the pants that Steve was rolling with, they're like a technical mountaineering pant. They're not actually marketed for hunters, but they were bloody light and very nice.
Would you say they're an outdoorsman's pant?
Well, just told you what they are.
They're mountaineering,
Well,
trekking sort of.
Black.
Technical mountaineering pants.
They just look like cargo pants from a distance.
Well, no, they don't have cargo pocket. Well,
They're just
do
they're
they?
a glorified cargo.
I don't know. You tried them on. You felt them against your skin.
actually, I don't think they have cargo.
You felt the
pockets on
warmth
them
of
at all,
Steve's cock on your own.
You teabagged them pants.
actually. Mate, it's 2022.
For anyone that was there, it was the fucking weirdest shit ever. Like 3 dwarfs exchanging pants.
You're a fucking homunculus yourself, mate. So I don't even know what you're talking
Mate,
about.
none of you have cracked 5'7".
Mate, you haven't even cracked 5'7".
What made it weirder was the fact of when they were swapping pants around and then Josh ended up just being pantless and standing there, I reckon for a good probably 10 minutes
I was waiting for my pants back, mate.
in shitty weather and he's just standing there just in his jocks, just chilling.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was, yes.
They're like my dad's. So look, and I've worn my dad's jocks before. Like it happens. It gets muddled up in the wash, and you're like, yeah, whatever. Like, grow up. Well, it's fine.
No, it was weird. It's definitely weird.
Nah. What chicks can allowed to, like, I have 3 sisters, man, and they were all allowed to
share the
change
jocks,
clothes
they do.
and share each other's shit.
Do they swap
Why
tampons as
can't
well, or
man?
what?
We're not talking about swapping tampons, man.
You may
It's not
as
like I
well.
was using my dirty franger and fucking being like, try this on. It's Magnum.
I don't know. Anyway, it was fun watching you swap pants with 2 other guys.
Oh, no, I don't know. We got out for a hunt.
Yeah,
It was very good fun.
it was good. We spent 4 days in the southeast with, I think it was 10 of us down there all up. 9 or 10.
8.
8, yeah.
Okay, well, that's irrelevant. But there was a fair group, somewhere between 8 and 10 people. And, yeah, we didn't all hunt together. Like the 3 of us hunted together the whole time. Everyone else sort of went in their own groups. Your
Dad
old,
didn't go out.
no, your old boy
just
hunkered
stayed
down.
Yeah.
It was shit weather.
It was probably the smart one.
It was atrocious, man. Yeah. Slept in, fucking stayed out of the rain. And the wind, man, the wind was ridiculous.
I think it was gusting at like 50 km/h winds at times.
Yeah, easy.
And
Easy.
no wonder nothing was out.
Yeah. Oh, it was relentless. It didn't stop. I thought it would break it in the evening. Didn't stop in the evening. No. It was just constant. I'm like, oh God.
But I'll tell you what, it was a lot better than being here or being at work.
Yeah, it's still
So-
better than that.
Oh, definitely.
A shit day at hunting's better than a best day at work.
Having said that, the day that you went home, Caleb and I,
yeah,
we didn't see deer prior to this, and Caleb and I went out. Caleb and I scared one out of the thicket.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, the next morning, we saw a small batchy herd of fallow. But
Was it though?
yeah, definitely.
You reckon?
100%.
I thought it was 3 days.
Nah, it was a small batchy herd.
Oh, well. You were looking at it through the scope. I wasn't.
And I still shot the same amount of deer as you guys.
And you went home early and were warm.
Got to have a shower. That was good.
0 deer were taken, but it was fun.
Actually, this is something that I wonder about. Like, I like to have, especially when we're truck hunting, so camping out of our trucks or whatever. I like to have a bit of a pommy bath at night.
It was mentioned twice at camp, and now he's calling it truck hunting because I think Steve mentioned it.
Seriously, we're in Australia. We don't have fucking trucks.
Well, I got a truck. You've got a fucking piece of shit.
Fucking, you got a brick, man.
Do you know what we should do? Your fucking vehicle and mine, and put a tow rope in between us and do that fucking battle.
Yes,
Fine.
Guess who's going to win?
Definitely not you, mate.
fucking the
Your
strap.
your gearbox will fucking snap in half, mate.
Anyway, we don't
Wait.
call them trucks in Australia.
Can we do that?
But anyway, we're truck fucking hunting. All right, cunts?
We're not hunting.
We're
a truck.
hunting out of a truck.
You make it sound like we're
Fucking-
fucking hunting a truck.
Heading down a fucking Port
We're
Wakefield
at the
Road.
car yard.
Well, you're
just
backpack hunting, but you're not hunting backpacks, are you? Yeah, there's some fucking...
That's
Blew
actually
your
solid.
mind.
That's actually
Yeah.
solid logic.
You're hunting to fill your backpack.
We're hunting from a base camp next to our vehicle.
Anyway, I like to have a wash of the evenings because it like helps me sort of calm down.
Again, he likes to get naked in front of everyone.
Whatever. Well, if you got your body, flaunt it, but...
Your legs are not something to flaunt, mate.
both of yous, actually, not taking your shirts off.
Just keep your legs under wrap from now on, please.
But like, I've never understood why you don't do it. You don't have a bit of a wash.
I do.
I'm surprised you do with the half a car old quad you got. Standing there. Oh, did you
Yeah,
see that as
no,
well?
actually I did.
Standing there and almost like missing half the quad. It's like you've had like
But I can walk
a
further
section of
than
that
both
taken
you.
out and put in your fucking straps or something.
Is there an injury there, or
That's fine.
just look like a bit of muscle wastage on the fucking quad?
It was like you had a half moon in your fucking quad.
Did I?
You did.
Oh.
Is there actually a
Why
fucking
look at
injury
my
we don't
legs,
know of?
mate? Well, that's a bit weird.
I was just surprised at how bad they look. You got Inghams and you find bigger legs than that.
It's all right. Walk both of you. That's fine.
Okay, just avoid answering the question.
Yeah, I will.
Wow, I think
I've just hit a soft spot on
we
that.
have a very soft spot.
Well, there is a bit of an injury with my legs.
Thank you.
And
Just
I-
say that.
I don't
Speak about
I
it.
do work them out, but I don't work them out in an intense way so they grow. And I don't like having big legs, especially if I'm walking. I find it, like I get too much chafing and all the rest of it. So
You've never
the
had
injury and my theory go hand in hand.
I think it's the same as me saying I don't like having abs.
you
It's
don't
not
have
like I don't
abs.
like having abs. I just can't be fucked.
Have you ever had abs?
Yes.
Have you ever had big legs?
Yeah, I know you. I don't think you have.
Yeah.
You just balance around on those pins.
I told you. I've done plenty of walking in my life, and they're right where they are.
You know that thing that chicks were striving for, the thigh gap?
Actually, that's one thing that is I've noticed a huge trend with women training, and they overtrain their legs to the point where it's like the opposite of me. Or big upper body and fucking small legs. They've got huge legs and no upper body.
I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
Nah, not in this way.
Without being like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't mind like quads and glutes on a chick.
Skulls.
That's your thing.
Well, it's definitely not your thing.
They've got to be in proportion to the body.
Exactly, Josh.
No,
Your
I'm
legs
not a
gotta be in
female.
proportion.
Mate. I'm not a female. There's a difference. Oh,
What standards don't apply?
they don't. They don't.
Anyway, we were truck hunting.
We've missed it all. So.
You just forgot your train of thought.
No.
We've railroaded you.
I've spoken what I wanted to speak about. We just went off on a different road. So
But yeah, so
go down that
like
road.
pretty much the whole trip was just rain, wind, rain, no deer, bit of walking. I actually did a few Ks.
A lot of walking. We did 18 Ks a couple days.
Saturday.
Just
yeah.
Saturday alone, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much the only reason was just to get out. I think we all sort of knew that there wasn't much of an opportunity for it. So
Yeah, we all knew the deer were likely to just be bedded down and not out and about.
watching
but
us trudging around.
We were trying to, I think we were definitely just hoping. That there was a.
Just some
there
stupid.
was some optimism. If we put in the work, it would pay off.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
One of our mates got one on the first morning.
He did.
So
In
the only
pure
buck
luck, I
on the
think.
property, it just happened to probably just change beds from one side of the paddock to the other.
Yeah. But he nailed it at, what was it, 400?
450, 480.
I thought it was
480,
410.
I think.
I think it was 410.
It was 400s
yeah,
410.
400.
Either way, it's over 400 metres. He nailed this deer.
in just high wind.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
15 mile an hour wind, I think he said.
It was a good shot. He's a good shooter, actually. But yeah, I think he got lucky.
No such luck
think,
for us.
I think he got very lucky.
Anyway, we got to try out a few things while we were down there, which was good. I was under the impression you were going to bring the Alton.
I did
so
bring
was
me
I.
out and
You just
actually-
Didn't get it out because you were too busy sleeping in your fucking
Taj Mahal.
your tent palace.
I didn't take my swag, obviously, because we were truck hunting. You can take your luxuries of a tent or a swag or something like that. I didn't bring my swag. I bought, me and my missus bought an RV. It's a Oz Tent RV 3.
He bought it, then he bought
tent.
it.
Yeah, I figured it was going after that.
And I brought this RV3, and it's the first time I've taken it out to deer camp. And I'm just going to say it was lovely. I had a nice little awning. I had an area where I could stand up to get changed, and I had a huge space to just dump all my gear. It was great. Didn't have to worry about anything.
It would have been handy.
Caleb and I had this conversation when you left, and he's like, no, never buy one. No. I'm like, okay.
Oh, no, I don't want one. Like, I can see how easily it was erected and also how easy
Nice
the tent
choice
went
of
up.
words.
I'm sorry, but you erect a tent. What did you do? Put up a tent?
Yeah.
Either way.
Assemble?
It can both be used as a fucking euphemism for an erection. Whatever. I don't care. But I don't want one because it is a fucking expensive tent. And I already have a tent. And the only time I use a tent is when I go away with my kids and my missus.
And that's where that would come in handy. But yeah, it's pricey.
I'm
But
going
yeah,
anywhere, I'm sleeping under a hoochie or I'm using my swag. And I have two options.
I guess that's fine, but if you're going out regularly, it's going to get old quick. Definitely. And the older you get, I think my dad was jealous because he's having to call
in
in
his
the
swag.
swag. And
He's
I'm
hoping-
like, suck shit, pleb.
And he's in the bloody, like, not even the biggest king swag that he could be in.
But he doesn't hunt as regularly.
I feel like he should have the tent then to just be like chilling with some space.
Well, that's a big outlay if you're not hunting regularly or out there regularly. Yes.
Oh, you're justifying it.
For you, to buy one, definitely.
I don't want one. It's too big.
Is that a slight
It weighs half a ton. It is not a discreet thing to set up.
How, compared to King's swag, how big does it pack up to?
Well, it's actually, it's longer than the king swag,
But it's
but it's
skinnier.
Skinnier, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a quarter of the girth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's slightly longer.
So it's actually probably better to have if you've got a roof rack because it's a lower profile.
Yeah, for
Because length on that doesn't really matter.
Well, on the way home, I put that on my roof racks and I put my swag in the back
Yep.
to save.
Okay.
Because we didn't have, you took Porter home when you left. So I had a bit of extra space in the back of my car.
Okay.
save a bit of fuel.
In my truck.
I
But
had two swags in the back of my ute.
I don't understand, like, for that sort of situation, I don't understand why you wouldn't want one. I mean, if you had expendable income and you were hunting more,
It's too
or
big.
getting out there more, wouldn't you do it?
It's too big. You rock up to camp, you're like, well, Josh is here. You can see him from fucking the moon.
But then again,
does it
you're not-
matter in that situation?
Well, not really, because you're not trying to hide. If you've got the money for it, buy it.
If you want to hide, man, all right, we'll go full tack next trip. You'll hate life. I'll make you dig in fucking State Street pit.
No hoochies above
Nah.
400 mil.
Next time, no swags, no tents, only hoochies and sleeping mat.
I'll be right on my out.
Yeah, well, next one's probably going to be summer. I know we're done for that property this year, aren't we?
No,
No. One more.
we're not. One more.
One more? Oh,
One
sweet.
more. And actually, talking about bedding attire, or sleeping
Pajamas.
arrangements,
You're talking about
I
pajamas.
used your present that you bought me for my birthday this year for the first time.
The sleeping mat.
Yeah, my sleeping mat.
Well,
It was shit.
can can you give me an honest appraisal? Because when I asked you, you're like, it's fucking terrible.
Look, it wasn't the best,
What is it?
but it was better than a whip mat.
What is it?
Cedar Summit.
That's the one.
No dramas.
Cedar Summit something.
SI. Self-inflatable.
That's it. There you go.
That was it?
I don't know if there's any other extra detail I can give you. 'Cause
It's not the thermal one. It's the pop-up.
That's the cold one. Okay.
I feel like you'd be cold on anything, though.
They make it like that. The next level up is thermal, but no,
The
it's,
next level up is like a ridiculous amount of money.
it is for a fucking sleeping mat. And look, my honest opinion, it was very, very nice, man. Thank you very much. I'm actually very appreciative because it is 1,000 times better than a wimp mat. But yeah,
Which, for those who don't know,
I wouldn't buy one personally. I would just put my money towards an RV3, but that's all right.
you're going to backpack hunt with that, are you?
I want to see him backpack hunt with that. That'd be funny.
Wouldn't be going far.
Anyway, for those who don't know, I chose to buy Josh a present because his previous sleeping mat for backpack hunting, where we don't hunt backpacks, but we hunt from a backpack, was a foam mat, which he then decided to cut into squares and gaffer tape together.
It's an old army trick because it folds up and then you can put it between your frame and your pack and it doesn't take
You
up
just
as
lose
much
all the
room.
cushioning.
And you cut it. You don't need as long, so you cut it just down to your torso size. So yeah, smaller as well. And
It's not
add an added bonus. The last half I get for a bit of a mat to when I sit down to glass, which I didn't need because the Kuyu pants, no water got through. I did not have wet undies. Yeah,
That's good.
it is.
Well, that brings me to our point of interest, which is I bought a pair of Under Armour Hover Dawn 2.0s.
2.0.
Yes, 2.0s.
Uninsulated.
Uninsulated.
Yeah.
Don't need them insulated. Found out it was probably good not to have them insulated.
Why?
Well, from your example. Anyway, before I get into that, so ever since Caleb bought his Hover Dawns, I'd sort of been, well, when he bought them, I wasn't in a position to buy them.
We're talking about boots, by the way.
Boots. Sorry, did I say boots?
No, we just said Under Armour Hover Dawns, and everyone's like, what the fuck is that? They're boots.
They're boots. Finally got some. When I had the money for them, I was looking everywhere on the internet and no one would stock them. They're all sold out. Then they just popped up randomly in America, ordered them through, and they're expected to come next weekend, actually.
Oh,
Yeah. But they rocked up on the Thursday.
before we went away on the Friday.
Yes. So that was lucky because it was fucking wet.
You didn't break your boots in.
I wore
That's the
them.
other thing.
I wore them for one night.
Did you?
When I got them, I wore them.
Were they comfortable without wearing them in?
Yeah, fine.
Ooh.
Cool. And they're waterproof, which was handy because we're walking
Yes.
through
Well,
wet grass.
was it handy? Was it handy having waterproof?
Calm down.
All right, let's not jump too much, but I'm going to go there anyway.
Let's not you fucking pipe out about boots, mate.
Anyway, so our first morning hunt on the Saturday morning of this trip, we cruised off through, parked up the truck because we weren't truck hunting, we were walking away from it. Crossing through, and we come across this creek. We all knew it was there, but we didn't know where to cross, so we're just following it through. And there was a skinny spot in the creek. Well, it kind of wasn't really skinny. There was a skinnier spot.
Just didn't look as deep.
No. And I decided to duck across. I thought I'd go for tippy toes. My boots would be higher, and I'll get through, which worked.
You're like one of those. What are they called? Water boats.
Waterfowls.
No. Fuck. There's like
What are
some
them little bugs?
There's an insect that like runs on the water.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're
Like a
funny.
boatsman or some shit. I can't remember what it's called.
Yes.
That's what you look like. You look like you were trying to run on top of the water.
Anyway, I was on the water, and that's why I stayed dry.
All right,
Got across. Feet were fine. So
No, you got to just paint a picture of the ground that you're walking across, because it was sort of shallowish on one side and then not so much the other.
yeah, and I took the shallow side.
Yeah,
Why?
which
did anyone
you
else?
think you would take the shallow side, wouldn't you?
So your boots aren't waterproof, are they, Josh?
Nah, bro, I had wet
You
feet
just-
the whole weekend.
Might as well water Crocs.
Nah, because that would have been better because I would have tried out.
Yeah, Crocs with no socks actually would have been better.
Yeah, and they're too small.
So I got through fine. Josh took an alternate route, deeper. I probably thought, fuck it, it's not going to hold out the water anyway.
No, I didn't take it. No, I stood on the sedge reed, which was shallower.
Yeah, but you still went through water.
There was like a bush island in the middle, and you went around the other side to Couchy.
No, I started off on the same path, but where it got deeper, I stood to the right where there was some like a sedge reed sticking up, and that was quite shallow, and then just skipped across the rest of the part. Yeah.
Okay. And then which way did you take, Caleb?
Well, I was behind you initially, and then I couldn't really see it properly, but I'm like, well, where Josh went across looks like it's not as far. It might be deeper, but it's not as far. Anyway, I just wanted to assess my options before committing, because you got to remember, you're carrying a rifle. You don't want to get wet. You don't want to fucking stack it in the water either. So I've decided on this little like sedge reed and bush island in the middle of the creek to swap sides. So I've gone around the back of the bush, but like the first step was just a sinkhole. So
Bro, it even looked fucking deep.
I've just gone like right foot down up to my knee in the water. I'm like, well, there goes my waterproof boots. And then I'm
All
just
the
like,
things that you didn't want to do, you did.
And in the first probably 200 meters of the trip.
yeah, 200 meters in. After we'd put up a hoochie for like 5 minutes while it was absolutely pissing down, and then we've gone, well, let's go across the creek now when that sort of eased up. But yeah, like, so my right foot was just soaked through, and the left one wasn't much better. Because yeah, my boots are 100% waterproof, but they're only waterproof 3/4 of the way up the boot.
Ah. Okay. Oh,
Some
where
of
that
yours-
where that lip, the tongue meets the body.
Yeah, so a bit lower from the actual very top of it.
Yeah.
It's waterproof up to that point, basically.
Yeah.
So 3/4 of the height of the boot is waterproof.
Pretty sure the boot was well below the water.
Yes, well
that
below.
point.
Yeah.
Well, so you obviously had wet feet, but how did your boots? Like, did they get wet at all inside? Because you were drying them off at one stage.
I'm not sure if that was sweat or a little bit of water.
Probably a bit of water.
Probably
from
a bit
your
of
pants.
water from
Maybe.
your pants soaking down your socks.
Yeah. Because they're like, yeah, my socks were slightly damp, but they weren't. I felt like I could still wear it, but I'm like, well, I'm sitting here in the front of the fire. Why not?
Because I was wondering, because like Caleb was drying them out, and then you decided to, and I'm like,
And then I probably thought, I just wanted to be like Caleb. The underarm's got to stick together.
yeah, I do need a set.
Like they're good, man. That's the first time I've had wet feet in those boots, and it's because I've put the boots deeper than.
How do you go with because you've got the insulated? How do you go with the insulated? Because surely your feet run hot.
Talking about heat wise.
Yeah. I normally get pretty sweaty feet, but I'm fine with the insulated, even in summer, and I've worn them in 40 degrees. They breathe somehow. Like it's in the fucking marketing of the things as well that they breathe. So you don't sweat and just create this quagmire of sweat in your fucking boot. It's actually cool, man. Like it's good. I don't feel like I'm sweating profusely in my socks, and I'll take the boots off, and there'll be like, maybe a little like wet patch in 2 spots from sweat, and that's it. Like when you wear like a gumboot or something like that, and your whole sock is just soaked with sweat. Nothing like that at all.
Yeah.
So they breathe somehow.
So if you change socks, you'd be fine.
Yeah, it could be down to the sock as well. Like I
mean like just change your socks of an evening. You perfectly dry feet.
And your boots are dry as.
Yeah. You don't have to wear obviously fucking insulated socks or those bloody, what are they called?
Bamboo.
Explorer or anything like that as well. You could wear anklets.
No. So yeah,
you should have wore waterproof socks.
Well, I did. So for the rest of because my boots are wet, if I put my bamboo socks on, they would just soak up with water that was retained in the boot after they got wet inside. So I wore my waterproof socks the second day, so my feet were dry.
Okay.
So I couldn't feel the wetness.
You went and negated.
I tried that with my waterproof socks, but my boots were fucked. They were just waterlogged. And then as soon as you walk through the grass, you're like, yeah, this sucks.
I'm actually surprised that you haven't got a decent set of boots.
Well,
because you're the one that harps on about protect your feet, and that's the important thing is to spend money on boots.
Comes to your feet.
Well, this is the first time I've gone without this year, and I bought a lesser boot. Well, actually, I bought a brand that I had trusted in the past, but a new type of boot from them. I'm not overly a fan.
I feel like you don't want to say this brand name.
No, Garmin. I used to have Garmin T8s, and throughout the whole entire career in the army, they were perfect. But for some reason, this new set, I can't remember what they are.
It's irrelevant now. You're going to get rid of them.
Yeah, I can't remember. But they haven't lasted either. Actually, they're pretty much chewed out already. But
you've had them for a while.
Having said that, no, a year. But we do a lot of kilometres. We do.
Which I don't know how you've been doing in a size too small either.
Well, because like I did buy some shoes or some boots for like just going around out in town or whatever.
Some boots.
I bought size 10 that I normally am, put them on. I'm like, fuck, they're huge.
US? Australian?
Yeah, and I'm normally a US 10.
Okay.
And I'm like, fucking hell, they're huge. So when I bought this other pair, I'm like, I could go down a size. Bought them, and I'm like, nope. But I'd bought them, so I'm not going to waste the coin. I'll just wear them.
Just return
them out. Nah, I'll just wear them out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You're suffering.
And they're pretty much worn out now, so I'll buy some. I've been looking at the Hoverdorns anyway.
Oh, if you're going to, like, for anyone listening, if you're thinking about an Under Armour boot, I'm pretty sure all their range is waterproof at least. But if you're going to look for a boot and you're thinking of Under Armour, trust it. The Hoverdorns I trust because, well, Caleb had, and that's why I was sticking to Hoverdorn because there's plenty of other options. But
like I've never had sore feet. Doing up to probably 30 Ks in a day, never had sore feet in those things. They're just good for doing a lot of Ks.
And they're light.
They're so light. They're waterproof. It's perfect.
The light boot is more forgiving than a hard boot anyway, man. Definitely. Well, I've said this before. I'm not a fan of hard boots because, one, I don't suffer from rolling my ankles.
I do, but I just deal with it.
Or maybe a hard boot would benefit you.
Nah, fuck that.
You're not into hard boots?
No, I want something that's going to, like a hard boot, I haven't worn a hard boot, but I feel like if I want to step on something, it's going to sort of like mold and not just sit on top.
Yeah.
So it's going to, I'll be able to feel it or feel what I'm stepping on, if it's a stick or the edge of a rock. And it's going to actually grip the rock rather than just like teeter on it.
I reckon I watched you stand on about 5 round rocks and just
that's probably why I roll my ankles a lot. just like a newborn giraffe. But no, I just don't lift my feet. My feet lift about 20 mil above the ground, and that's as high as they go. And if something gets in the road, it's
a glider.
Yeah.
But all in all, how did you rate them over the course of the weekend? Were they what you expected?
Yeah, they were definitely what I expected.
Did they exceed what you expected?
Well, my feet were dry, so yes. Because there was
That would have been a
It was
lovely
probably the
feeling.
perfect time to test them out because we walked through that creek crossing, well, multiple creek crossings through a swamp, just grass all weekend that was just soaked because we had a fair bit of rain over that weekend.
We did.
I drove in that track just before, a dirt track, and it was dry. And I'm like, oh, I haven't had much rain here. And then leaving, I'm like, fuck, there's just water the whole way.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So
It was.
It was a good test. Come out dry.
Sorry, it just reminded me of going in dry, coming out dry.
Yes.
One of our previous episodes and Josh's ethos.
But I'm gonna, at the moment, I'm gonna rate them like a 9 because I don't think anything could be 10.
Sick. Yeah, give them a go if you ever get a chance out there.
That good.
I rate them.
I got nothing wrong with them.
That good.
I got to have something wrong with them to rate them lower.
Well, you've got the version 2, so I'm interested to see how they last in comparison because I've had mine 2 and a bit years now.
Yeah, but you've worn them for like 3 trips.
You did like 100 Ks in like a week. This year.
Yeah, I've done plenty of Ks in them, and they're still just as comfy. All the walking we did this weekend, and this weekend doing all that walking whilst they were wet inside because I waterlogged them by stepping in a deep puddle.
It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we did take footage of that, didn't we?
It was fucking hilarious, man. I just looked back and you were slow to get out as well. And I'm like, fuck, that's funny.
Well, I think he realised it was too late. And
Yeah, by
what's
that
the
point, I'm like, well, what's the fucking point? Like,
So, yeah, look out for that.
my feet are soaked, so I just didn't want to fucking land in another one. So I just carefully, and also I didn't want to get Genevieve in the water. My 308.
Put the rifle above your head. Can you even put your arms above the head?
Fucking hell. Yes, obviously I can do that.
Oh dear, that's funny. No, yeah. Look, you're right. It's probably a good time to test them out, and we ended up walking through a swamp. Fuck knows what, but we just were like, yeah, let's go this way.
No, it was a good walk because I hadn't seen that part of the property. And just to check it out, and saw a few trucks going through the edges and around sort of the tea tree around the swamp. And what were those ducks called?
Oh, so there was actually, and this is surprising because this is the first time I've actually seen mallards in South Australia.
Second time we saw them in the hills.
We saw 5 or 6 mallards all up.
Yeah, we saw a few
throughout the weekend. Oh, I've not seen mallards before in South Australia.
Yeah, you have.
No, not in South Australia.
We have.
No.
Yes. Because when we were at when we were at a property in the hills here, we're going to shoot there. And the guy's like, pretty much you can shoot whatever you want, as long as it's not outside the fence line, but do not shoot that fucking duck.
Was it a pet
was with
mallard? I'm
Steve.
talking about wild
No,
mallard.
this is wild, but it was just it's hanged in that property.
I don't know if it was a mallard, actually. I can't
It's the same
remember.
thing.
But
Anyway.
What do you
I was
mean?
very
'Cause
surprised.
A mallard is just a wild duck.
hey?
It wasn't
Mallard is just a wild duck.
This wasn't a mallard, but it had a real
was a
gold.
mallard.
It had a gold neck.
It had a gold band and a green head, and it was a mallard.
Like they're in between like a duck and a goose, like just the size of them and the body shape.
They're quite a nice eating duck, actually. But I haven't seen. I was surprised because I hadn't seen them before in South Australia.
Doing a bit of fact check.
I can't even find them on the Google.
Just do a gold necked goose. Gold necked duck.
No, it's not a
No,
It fucking wasn't that. No,
Oh,
that
you
was
said
not
it
it.
was a
It
dark
had
body.
No, it had a golden neck, mate.
no, it had a green head and a golden band around its neck.
No, it had a fucking gold full neck.
No,
I got photos of it.
no, it fucking didn't.
I did.
Have you got your fucking waterfowl license? What the hell?
Yes,
Do you want me to pick
Well, I
up?
don't like your identifying.
Do you want me to get the photo, Josh?
it's a
Get the pho-
fucking mallard.
Yeah, he's got a mallard is just a wild duck.
I think I might have a photo as well.
Yeah, you're
Maybe.
not with your fucking iPhone, man. You want me to see it?
10 years later.
That's a gold band.
That is not
Or okay, a white
all
band,
what
sorry.
you would
But it was a
Fucking- you're
green
cooked.
head.
There was
I remember seeing a gold band, actually.
no,
but-
it's just a big gold band on his neck. I need to find what
I
this
think-
thing was.
and it was a green head. It's a mallard.
Is it a shell duck? No, that's not them.
Australian duck with
These things.
Golden neck. This is the worst
These
Googling
things.
ever.
Look at my phone for a second.
Yeah, that fucking bastard down there.
It's a shell duck.
That's exactly what it is.
No.
Look at this picture. That thing is exactly what was
Fucking
there.
oath.
It's an Australian shell duck.
No, it had a green head.
All right. Okay. Well, another
That
thing.
is a green
no,
head.
No,
no.
that's a black head.
Let
You're
this.
fucking colorblind. That's black.
No, they did have a black head. That duck.
No, it had a green head.
All right. Well, let's put the photo up.
It's Australian shell duck. Stick your mallet up your fucking ass and move on.
Let's put that up on Instagram and see what people reckon.
No, because that photo is not a very good photo, man. It's pixelated.
Let's
as
show
hell.
your photo.
Australian shell duck.
No, I didn't take one.
Yeah, because it was shit.
Well, your photographic memory is
No,
non-existent.
it was a mallard. I remember distinctly going,
Damn
fuck.
it, it's not a mallard.
It's a mallard.
All right. Let's bring up a mallard for.
Now we have to do this. Sorry, people, to get bogged down in this fucking bullshit.
I swear it's a mallard.
That's not what you reckon it was. That
Yeah.
they're fucking like a third of the size of that duck.
No, that's exactly what it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Green head, white band, not gold. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, Josh's contacts must have shaken loose during
No,
that.
it was a
trip.
fucking mallard.
No way.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm pretty sure Richie even said he's seen a couple.
The mallard or wild duck
the mallard is a normal sized duck.
is a
This
dabbling
thing-
duck that breeds throughout the temperate and subtropical Americas. Eurasia and North Africa has been introduced to New Zealand and Australia. I'm sorry, but it wasn't a mallard.
No way.
Oh, well, let's go back up there next month and find out. That's simple.
He has photographic evidence.
No, the photo is shit.
Oh, he's doctored
It
it.
looks like you know, the photos that
That
people
thing-
take with UFOs and shit. It's like, oh, there's a UFO.
How is
there.
that?
He's got 100 times zoom on his cameraman.
No, it looks fucking terrible.
It's an Australian shell duck.
I've got a
Move on.
fucking. Oh, not much of it's fucking.
He's got a video. It's Australian shell duck. Move on.
It wasn't moving.
No.
Australian shell duck. Move on.
All right.
We saw a duck. To summarise,
I can't believe we spent so much time on this duck.
they were pretty.
Yeah,
they were.
they
Pretty. They were pretty.
They were actually.
Would
pretty
you
nice,
shoot
to
one?
be honest.
I don't think I could.
Like, if you were allowed to, would you still shoot it? Is that what you're saying?
If I needed food, like for survival, I would. Fucking oath. But just on that trip, if you were hunting ducks as well, don't think I would.
I mean, we were there for deer, so
Yeah, but that too, I guess. Suppose if you're hunting shell ducks, you shoot it.
I'm not
You're
going
hunting.
to incriminate myself. I
That's
actually,
why
can't,
we
I
said-
actually can't remember if
that's
you're allowed to
why
hunt
we
shell ducks
said-
or not.
That's what we said. If you're allowed to, would you?
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
have no idea if you could or can't.
Have you eaten duck? It's divine.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but that one's pretty.
Yeah.
So is a deer.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I can see why you shot all yours because they're all ugly. But
Really? It's got like a bullet hole in your antler and it's all messed up
It's
and
character,
You reckon the
got a
lead's
nice
still in
big
there?
cleft.
possibly.
We should fucking chuck a camera through in there. Have a look.
I know. Imagine if we had a cameraman and we could just like pan up to the wall where the moose is, but we cannot.
Well, we could try.
We can't. But that's all right.
What else? Did we
So you wouldn't shoot it just because it looks pretty. If you were hungry.
Oh,
All
no.
right. No, let's set the scene.
No, I said survival, yes.
You've just joined. You've just like got onto the Alone show. You're out in the wilderness. You've got your little slingshot, or you. I don't know what you'd take,
Dude, that's life and death. I would fucking shoot anything that moves and eat it.
but it's pretty.
But I need to survive.
So what's the difference? You're hunting for sustenance, or are you not hunting for sustenance?
Completely
Now?
different scenario. I can
Is it?
win $500,000 and I'm trying to live.
But if you're allowed to,
Yeah, but Josh, this goes same as the deer you let walk on that last day. You didn't need to. But if
be
you were in a
fucked.
survival situation, you would have fucking shot it.
no, I would have shot it if I didn't have to get back for a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, but if you're in a survival situation,
I would have if I didn't have to get back on Monday for a doctor's appointment, and it was
yeah, but that's
real.
But that's all
sort of,
like you didn't need to shoot it at that point in time.
no, but I would have
but you didn't need to.
if I didn't, and I was hoping that you
but
would
you didn't.
take it because I feel like it's your turn.
we established
And before
it was your
that-
shot.
I
know-
felt
you don't
like
know.
it was your turn.
No, but you know why you thought it was his turn, and before that you thought it was my turn. It's because that thing wasn't a 16-point red. if a fucking good buck walked out, you're like, "Fuck you guys, I'm taking this shot." Which I think at that point in time, it's the first guy that
I
shoots
must
it.
admit, it was weird because it was clearly Josh's shot.
No, it wasn't.
It was clearly your shot, and you were in the lead.
If you're in the lead,
It's because
you
I
see
just
it.
walk quicker.
And then behind, I was behind you, and you're like, "Oi, 3D." And then
I remember looking back and like doing these signals to like get you up close because I was gonna when you got close be like, "Well, take it." And we did have a conversation actually. We were like, "Do you want it?"
And I was like, I'm filming it, fucking shoot it. And then they've just run into the scrub. I couldn't work out your hesitation because I'm like, I thought we'd established you were shooting.
Yeah, someone's.
No,
We talked about
But
this.
no, he's just alluded to the truth here. He couldn't be fucked because there was a doctor's appointment to get to, and there would be a lot of butchering.
no, I didn't want to.
There's a lot of
because
effort.
I had other things to do. So
In reality,
it's fine for you to do it.
in reality, we could have shot it, carried it back to camp. He could have driven to get reception for his phone consult with the doctor, and I could have remained at camp and continued butchering, and he could have come back and got me afterwards. And we could have had meat. The truth is coming out.
No,
But instead,
I
just
get
didn't want
joy seeing other people shoot, and I feel like it was your turn. And when Couchy was there, I honestly felt like it was your turn to shoot.
because it was, I
Exactly,
just didn't get a shot.
exactly.
I mean, to quote you, when we were establishing who shot it was, you're like, nah, fuck you, you shot a moose. So that was what
That
you
was a
said. That was
joke.
your exact words.
That was a pure joke.
So I was happy to just take a back seat,
Nah,
do some camera work.
If you're going to lead on that joke, then it's your shot, man.
That's
no, that was
If there was no
joke.
argument from
definitely your
There
shot.
was
other
laughter
party.
and carry on. Like you got to set the scene. It's not just like, oh, you fucking shot a moose. It's my turn to shoot. No, it was like, oh, fucking. Yeah, that doesn't do it justice.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Well, we know each other well enough that was good enough. And okay, well, your shot then.
No, because I'm happy to sort of sit back, even if it was a 16-point red, Shannon.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Bullshit.
When you thought you saw that chittle when the three of us were shooting, but it was a fucking just a white fellow, it was my turn to shoot. And you were like, no, fuck you. I'm taking this. And then it turned out to be 3D. And I was
we
like,
had
"You have to get a
agreed that we would all fucking do a cohort, and
no,
we were talking about who wants to shoot what.
shot." No, stop. Step it back.
In that group.
Step it back like 30 seconds.
No, because I had a wig out. I had a
Oh, no. So go forward 15 seconds.
no. I
In
had a
between.
cramp. So
No, in
I was
between.
sort of rolling around in the
Forget about the
fucking
cramp.
dirt.
Forget about the cramp.
No,
No.
because I didn't see them.
I know.
You were the one that spotted
No,
them.
Hayden
or
did.
Hayden.
Hayden did. And then he's like, there's 2 deer because we didn't know there was 3 at
I
the
was
time.
behind you.
I know,
And you
and
were
then you
like,
were
there's
like-
3 deer. The very first thing that came out of my mouth was, I can only see 2.
No, yeah, Hayden's like,
Where's the third?
There's only 2. And you're like, well, no, fuck you. Hayden and me.
No.
Oh, I wish I
Nah.
He's just trying to overcorrect the public's perception of him. Everyone at this point is thinking he's a selfish prick, and yes, he is.
But you see when he's like, his voice starts getting fucking higher and more overstepping.
No.
Joy out of
it's-
seeing other people shoot.
It's mate, you're all fucking just trying to paint your own fucking pictures and not the truth. But that's all right. I don't give a fuck.
That's all right.
I'll shoot next time, regardless what it is. 16-point. If it's your turn to shoot, I'm just going to fucking come over the top and shoot it now.
Do it.
Fuck it.
I'm upset there was confusion, Josh, because I genuinely thought it was your turn to shoot.
No,
And I was happy to take a back seat and play cameraman to you.
no, that's bullshit.
That's the sort of guy I am,
That's
Josh.
bullshit, son.
And I agree that I did shoot a moose. So
Nah, I don't, as I said, I don't care. I didn't. Literally Monday, I had a I wanted to get back for this doctor's appointment or reception for this doctor's appointment, and that was the main thing in my head. Actually, that pretty much during the day, all the morning.
thanks for fucking up my hunt.
No, that's right. Next time, be better. I don't understand why your rifle was still slung.
He could have
There was 4 of them. We could have got fucking 2 each.
He could have come home with meat, man. But
Oh, Jesus. Your bipod was out. You were laying on the ground prone, ready to take a shot. I had the camera out to film
Bro,
it.
it's because when I saw it,
there were only
that's
spikies.
like instinctual thing is to unsling and set up for a shoot. I was sort of like putting everything down, looking at you. Actually, before I even fucking put it down, I waved you over.
All right, so
still on my
you're
shoulder.
set up for a shot. He's holding his phone filming, and you're like,
Because at this
no,
stage,
you can,
he
you
was
can
fat
shoot.
assing around. And I'm sort of like, oh,
I
well, I'll have a look at him,
I was
see
10
where they're
meters
going.
behind him. And I'm like, well, go, shoot him. And then you fucking motioned me forward. I'm like, why? Just fucking shoot him.
This is an argument that needs to end. Because it's not going anywhere.
All right. Well,
Josh is a selfish prick.
seems like a good time to move on to our next segment.
Sounds like
Selfish prick. Really? That black fellow was majestic as hell.
it's too pretty.
And
to
I was
shoot.
like, no. Oh, yeah. Fuck off.
You're such a bastard. You shoot it. It's so pretty, and you would have shot it.
Fucking oath, man. That's actually one thing I regret this year is I should have pushed you out of the way.
You could have.
Black fellow.
You could have. I don't get that. Like, if someone
surprised you
passes it up and you're next to them, you could actually go, well, I want to. Do you mind? I'm like, sure. I would have said sure.
If so, what, you say you passed on that?
Yeah, I passed up on it.
Oh, well, then it's free game.
Exactly. Again, he could have moved forward and taken the shot. I don't understand why he didn't.
But it was your shot, bro.
Timid. Just shy guy.
He didn't want to miss the shot.
Oh. There's a topic we can get on to. Missing.
Anyway,
Poiter.
let's move on quickly.
All right, our topic this week is clusterfuck. So first up, Caleb.
Ooh.
Here we go.
What?
Here we go. What's your topic right now?
Well, it's not fucking gangbangs or robberies. I know that's what you're assuming I'm going to bring, just a fucking bukkake party.
Well, no. What's it called? Crew khaki now or some shit?
Bukkake.
What?
No, there's a new one. I don't know. I was listening to
Pornhub
who's that young
category.
YouTuber that now does a podcast? They both fought. His brother fought and then mate.
yeah.
Paul brothers.
Yeah,
Logan. And whatever, Paul.
And he does a podcast with another fella, and it keeps coming up on my reels. And he's sort of
It's because you keep searching it.
he's got this.
The algorithm
I think
knows you.
by the sounds of it, she's a porn star that they're
You know her name.
chatting
what is it?
to. No, I don't actually.
Sure.
And
probably Ariana or
she
something.
talked about that she was sort of putting the flirts on with one of them, and then they were talking about doing some sort of, I don't know, crew khaki or some shit. I don't know. I don't even know what it is, man.
Glad you brought it up there.
No, it's a rabbit hole.
It wasn't much of a rabbit hole.
Well,
It
you
was like
said-
a fucking rabbit dig.
Bukkake.
Did you assume that I knew what a krukaki was? 'Cause
Yeah, I
I've never,
did.
I've never heard of it.
I did, actually. I figured that'd be right down your alley.
Oh, fucking Wikipedia.
Never heard of a krukaki.
Yeah,
feel like
one
this
of
is
us
an-
was going to Google it.
Now your algorithm's fucked. What is a
Kru-
krukaki?
Fucking, I don't even know how to spell it.
Krukaki.
I don't even know if it was a thing because it sounded a bit made up, but I don't know. That's what they said. Unless my hearing's bad.
They probably just said bukkake. And
No,
you're
I'm
just
pretty
like,
sure they
krukaki.
said crew.
Yeah, your hearing's fucked, so it's probably going to be
It's
bukkake.
probably not a thing.
I don't know.
But
Do you want to make it a thing?
send it, mate. Crew.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Krukaki.
I don't know.
Maybe we should.
I was
maybe
picking up
we
some
can-
like different fucking language.
Maybe we can offer that to people.
You made me search that for nothing.
A send it, mate. Krukaki party. You can hire us to come and jizz on you as a collective.
Yeah, Riley Rood offers a crew khaki.
Fucking, you knew how to search
Best
that,
thing
didn't
I've ever heard. Well, just said, what is a crew khaki?
you? No, you just
And I
went straight
spelled
into
it
your
correctly.
search history. and
I'm
you fucking-
sorry, but you got that up extremely quickly. Couchy failed, and you were onto that in about half a second.
It was because I Googled what is a crew khaki and spelled it
No,
correctly.
you just open your tab. That's what you did. What is it?
No, I didn't spell it correctly, actually.
You have spelt it like bukkake is with the double K and everything,
Well,
mate. So
that's-
you are keyed into this shit.
Fucking,
That's-
I didn't even get the double K.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird. I don't even know who Riley Reid is.
Wait, so what was it?
Shit.
Nah. Hey?
What was it?
What? Crew khaki.
I missed it.
I don't know. They just said she offered it to.
Finding out what it was. Do
We're trying to find out what
you
it
want
is.
to just go from that, considering you had it?
I don't know what it is. Oh, that means I've got
That's
to
the-
open tabs, mate.
But that's the point. Find out what it is.
You're in incognito mood
What?
anyway.
Watch Crew khaki streaming video at
Yeah, watch it.
Smart Factor for free.
You ain't click on that.
You've already clicked on it. Look, it's
No.
fucking a different color. It
is.
The hyperlink's already gone black.
It is not. You're all fucking.
you
fools,
gotta
mate.
I can say what I want. No one can see. Click
Yeah,
on
like-
something.
No, I'm not going to click on anything, mate.
Do it.
Just put the spelling right. and
Put it
go
on
Wikipedia
images
or something.
Put it on images or something.
Just Wikipedia.
Everyone's madly Googling crew khaki. Right now. Not if you drive.
He's given up. All right. Well,
Anyway, so I'm not going sexual with my
Thank fuck.
breakdown, but I'm simply going to pose a question to all three of us, and I want an answer on two things for clusterfuck, which is our topic.
okay.
What is your biggest fuck up at work, and what is your biggest fuck up hunting? All right. So I'm happy to go first while you two have some thinking time. So at work, I haven't probably had too many fuck ups because I'm not trying to sound like I'm up myself. I mean, I've had a couple, right? So like
You said the biggest fuck up, so it doesn't matter how small it was. It's the biggest.
right. I've had some ones that cost like a little bit of money. Like when I was a designer, I like fucking ordered a die that was missing something and it cost $50, whatever. Anyway, nothing huge, but the biggest thing I did that could have got me into a lot of trouble was I did the old, like we had an instant messenger service where I worked, and I did the old one where you're having a chat conversation with someone and I've closed the window and then I've gone to talk about fucking the person we were bitching about, but rather than opening a chat and talking to the person I was talking, I've opened a chat window with the person I'm bitching about and fucking sent the sentence to them. And
So it's text chat.
yeah, text chat. Like, so we use Gmail where I used to work, and there's Google Chats. Google Chat? I think it was Google Chat. Anyway, so we're bitching about a female fucking colleague who was a bit of a. Anyway, I'll tell you what I said. I said, at least it's not a complete boner killer like this person. And I sent it to this person. And then I'm like, holy fuck, she's sitting like 10 meters from me. Is she at her desk? Because if she's not and her computer's unlocked, I can go quickly get rid of it. I've got up and she's at her desk and I'm like, fuck. How am I going to get myself out of this one? Because this could just turn. I'm like, fuck, if she reads this and goes and complains, I'm like, what the hell? I'm going to get in so much trouble because I've just called her a boner killer.
I want to know the context of why you call him a boner killer. Like,
Oh, she just had a way of, on a good day, she'd just have a way of bringing some issues to your attention that would just fucking kill the mood. So that's why I called her a boner killer.
so you were fucking your colleagues and she'd walk in and like,
No, I can't remember everything else that was going on, but there was a very specific reason I used boner killer.
She's like,
I feel like, yeah, you would have.
like the fun police kind of thing.
Why wouldn't you just say? Why wouldn't you use a sexual fucking innuendo?
Anyway, you call me a sex pest all the time. Why wouldn't I use
This
a
is
sex?
just
All right.
proving my fucking
The point is, I called a woman a fucking boner killer,
Yeah.
and I sent it to her in a chat message,
which is pretty bad.
which is pretty bad, and I could have gotten in a lot of trouble. But I've gotten up out of my seat. I'm
Could
like,
have.
fuck. I didn't get in any trouble because I walked straight over to her, and I'm like, it's come up on her screen, but she's busy working, like dual screens. So I literally leaned over her desk and I'm like, just close that. Like, people are sending messages from my computer. I left my computer unlocked. And lucky there was a bit of a culture of people sending messages from other people's computers. And I was one of the people that did that. So she knew I was a bit of a prankster. So I've literally leant across her, straight across her, didn't give a fuck, clicked it, shut the window down. I'm like, don't worry about it. People are sending messages from my computer. Shut it. End of it. And unless I started another chat conversation with her, that would probably never come up again. So I just never had a chat conversation with her to like bring
Or
up.
hope that she never sent you a message.
She never used instant messenger to me.
Yeah.
It was always emails.
Well, that's what you thought.
So I got out of it.
Part of me,
Wow.
a part of me kind of wanted in this story you to get caught so you'd learn from it.
I never really got like in trouble for doing. Yeah, I never really got in trouble for doing something out of line. Really, at work. Nah, I didn't. Like where I used to work is pretty people got up in each other's grill and there's a lot of swearing and carrying on at times. And I did that once where I just fucking lost my shit at someone. A few times I lost my shit at someone, but there was never any reprimand for it, really, to be honest. Like, it was just I actually gained respect through doing it because I stood up to someone who was a fuckhead and everyone else was too scared to because his old man was quite high up in the company. But that's why he was just a fuckhead all the time. Because he knew he could get away with it because of his old man, and he knew everyone was too scared to pull him up on stuff because of who his old man was. But anyway, so that's probably my biggest fuck up at work, but I got away with it. Everything else I've done, might have cost a bit of money, but it was like a learning thing and whatever. So not a huge fuck up. My biggest fuck up hunting, other than what we've already mentioned on the podcast where I've left my scope dial to 600 meters, is, and I was reminded of this actually on the weekend when we were crossing a lot of electric fences. There was a property we go to generally every summer, and I hadn't been there for a few years, and I completely forgot that one particular fence was electric, and the top strand is the one that was electrified, and it's just slightly higher than my waist, basically. So I've gone to hop over the thing, straddled it, and I'm basically sitting on a wire, and I got zapped in the nuts. And then it was at that weird height where I was trying to like juggle a few things and get over it, and I was like hopping from one foot to the other, but still getting zapped in the crutch by an electric fence. So that's probably my biggest fuck up, really. Hunting is just.
I feel like dialing your scopes. Or leaving your scope dial for 6 hours worse.
Yeah, but we've talked about
anyone
that.
can do that.
We've talked about that all the time.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a bigger fuck up.
I mean, that's
than an electric fence.
It's a minor fuck up with a big consequence. Missing a fox. Whereas this, I just completely forgot this fence was electrified. I'm sitting on the thing getting zapped. I reckon I copped 3 or 4 jolts before I actually got off of it.
You don't have the best run with electric fences.
No. Yeah, I got zapped on the weekend as well.
Well, we all did, didn't we?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Yeah.
Don't cross electric fences at the same time. Definitely go one at a time.
Yeah, I think that's what done you in.
The worst one is when there's like the live wire and it's touching the gate or something shorting it to the gate.
Yeah.
And then you like, that happened to me on the weekend. Like, you grab the gate.
Actually, that gate's
like,
done me
boom,
as well.
Ah, fuck.
That gate's done me.
It's not painful, but it's enough to be like,
It's just a shock.
oh, do I really want to do that again?
Yeah. We found out you didn't.
Hey?
We found out that you didn't want to do it again.
Nah, fuck
And
no.
I think
Nah.
Caleb opened it. He's like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I couldn't work out why you'd actually been electrocuted because it wasn't like the actual
We
gate,
looked at it.
the chain
Nothing
wasn't.
was
I don't
live.
know.
I don't get
I
it.
have no idea. But
I reckon you
that
don't-
fence has done Richie as well, actually. All that gate.
You know what you need to do? You need to run on a cable, go into the ground, and then up so it just touches the gate when you close it. And it doesn't look like it's touching anything because you look at the edges. It'd be a good way to get people, I reckon.
I'll remember that.
No, you won't. 'Cause
Yeah, I
you
will.
went bring yourself to actually do it because it'll be on when you do it.
Yeah. I mean, electric fences.
Why wouldn't you turn it off?
Because you don't
You're going to do it. No, if we ever bought our own,
Oh, I was talking
Send
about.
it,
I was
mate,
just talking about
probably.
for there, man.
oh, some pranks would be going on then, actually. There'd be no holds barred. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows what you mean.
Anyway, electric fences don't hurt. They shock you.
Oh, if you're not wearing boots, they hurt.
What?
If your feet like skin, like I've touched them at my ex's placing up under. If I was wearing boots, you could sit there and hold your hand and it'll zap you. It'll hurt, but it wouldn't hurt. But if you take your boots off and you're grounded properly, it fucking hurts.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been done with 240 volts before. That was not pleasant.
Yeah, I think I've got zapped at home before, yeah.
Well, someone corrected me the other day, said, oh, yeah, I've been electrocuted. And like, no, you haven't. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you'd be dead. If you're electrocuted, electrocuted means you've been killed by electricity. I'm like, oh, sorry. What am I supposed to say? Well, you've been shocked. Okay, thank you. I've been shocked by 240 volts before.
Okay.
That's fair, using the correct vernacular.
I mean, I strive for that. So
Exactly. You
it was,
do.
it was a
So,
learning moment for me.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a bit of attitude there when you've been corrected.
And that is correct. Like the electrocuted is actually death.
I'm pretty sure. Sounded logical to me.
it.
That sounds logical.
You didn't fact check that?
I didn't.
I feel like death
Actually.
by electrocution would be the term, but electrocution wouldn't guarantee death.
Do you want now? I'm second guessing it, and I want to fucking fact check it. I'm going to shove it back in his face.
Let's fact check it.
I think we googled enough tonight.
We have.
But yeah, hopefully you guys have got some bigger fuck ups in the workplace and in the hunting than me, because I generally try not to fuck things up.
I feel like you got plenty of options, Josh. You can go next.
Workplace fuck up, and hunting fuck up.
Workplace. No idea. And hunting. Ooh. Hunting.
Come on, a workplace fuck up. Army, surely you fuck something up.
Nah, it's pretty professional in the army.
Oh,
man.
jeez.
Didn't really do anything stupid or dangerous.
Oh, actually, I know what you did.
Stupid or...
How long were you in that fucking room for 2 weeks? Was it 2 weeks? I would class that as the biggest fuck up.
No,
Fuck off, you were. I'd call bullshit on that.
you gotta put it in context, which you're not going to understand unless you're there, or you've been through it. But I'm trying to think, like fuck ups in the army, or fuck ups in the workplace.
Just fuck ups in the work, like.
I'm trying to think, man.
You've done a few things.
Nah,
Fucking gas main.
What about when you were digging? Have you fucked up something there?
There's fucking gas main.
Well,
I think of
When you had
Actually-
a cafe,
actually-
did you fuck something up there?
actually
gas service.
which is not that bad. And was that me?
Yeah, because I stopped the day before, like 200 mil before it somehow.
No, I don't. I don't actually know. I can't remember the gas main. The biggest embarrassing moment actually was we were quoting a job when we had the earth moving business actually, and I did the wrong calculations, and I said that she needed 60 tons of dirt moved, and it was 6 tons.
Ooh.
And it didn't even click until we got back into the car, and Couchy's just gone, bro, it's 6 tons. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's 6 tons, not 60. I'm like, oh, fuck.
So this driver, I would just say, like,
Yeah.
just for example, 20 meters long, 4 meters wide, and they wanted 100 mil taken out. So he went 20 by 4 times.
Oh, you didn't put it. You didn't put everything in the same.
He didn't
unit
put
of measurement.
He didn't put 0.1.
Yeah.
That was only fuck up.
Yeah.
Did she accept the quote for 60 tons?
No, she didn't actually. Man, and that's been-
Because we didn't quote at that time. It was a quote to send in, but he's like, "Oh yeah, you'll probably need about 60 ton out." And I'm looking at him going, "The fuck are you talking about?"
Embarrassing.
yeah, that was pretty bad actually.
That's your worst one you can think of.
Well, that was quite embarrassing for me, man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not as bad as underquoting a fucking driveway, but that's all right.
Oh, the fucking paving.
Yeah,
You know,
that's all right.
that was a bit of a learning curve. That one.
That was. And to be fair, she was using reconstituted pavers which needed cleaning.
Every paver.
Every single one.
And they were brick pavers. They weren't big ones. So they were, 100 by 200?
Yeah. So to be fair, that was fucked up.
And there was how much was it? 120 squares, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, but that was
You've
all right.
done. You're saying you've done nothing. Like you've not caused bodily harm to someone else. You've never like crashed something. You've never knocked something over.
Well, I don't know if I fucking should mention that, but it wasn't really a fuck up because I commandeered an army ambulance to go do basically a town run for
A pizza run.
Darbs.
You've literally told this story on the podcast before.
Yeah. That's not a fuck up because I knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, what fucked up in that scenario? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think. You've surely got some.
I can't think of a hunting one, to be honest, but plenty of work ones. So there's been, well, I work in civil construction, for people that don't know. So, and started off being an excavator operator. So anyone that knows earthworks and all that, services just come into play when you're doing shit like that. You get lucky when you miss them. I've ripped up a pathway. I wouldn't say this is a fuck up, but it was probably expensive. But I ripped up the pathway. Telstra was direct on the ground when they laid the concrete over top of the Telstra. Yeah. So that was attached to the fucking concrete. So when I ripped it up, I ripped the Telstra out. And that cost about 25 grand to fix that.
Oh, jeez, you put all my fucks up in the shed.
Yeah, when you said 50, I'm like, no, that's nothing.
And didn't you?
Well, it was
Didn't
like
you
a 3,000.
jackhammer Telstra too?
No.
I'm pretty sure you did on one of our jobs.
That was you. Nope.
No, it wasn't.
What else? I've hit Telstra and a water service at the same time. And that's the water service ripped the main cock out of the top of the main. So when it ripped out, I'm like, fucking, because the water was going along, I was digging beside it. And then the water decided to fucking curve out like that, curve out on a right angle or a 45-degree angle. And when you're following it, you can't see until you've finished digging. But it just ripped it out. And I'm like, fuck. And then suddenly a small hole opens up in the road and there's water bubbling out. And then after about 20 seconds, it's like what would you call it, a geyser of water, because it was about 10, 12 metres high of water just jetting out of this main straight through the power lines. And for some reason SA Water couldn't get there for 6 hours it took them. So I had to wait there, and there's just a stream.
If it's hitting power, how do they deal with it? They shut the power off?
Well, water is a pretty bad
conductor
but it still
of power.
will.
It still does.
It didn't do anything there.
Didn't?
No.
You're right.
No. I don't know. I think it's probably because the water was breaking up at that point.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually just a solid stream.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't get under it. I'm not sure the price of that, but that's a water main, so it's not too bad. What else? I've hit plenty of services before. There was on one of our job sites, it wasn't me, but he was a digger operator as well. And he went through a 3-phase power, and the cable's pretty much almost welded into the side of the bucket. That's fucking loud, man. That sounds like a gunshot when that goes off.
Yeah.
It's that was pretty cool. Boom. But yeah, there's plenty of services and all that. Nearly rolled the front end loader. That was almost a fuck up. That was on one wheel.
Yeah, bloody hell.
That's all I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, I don't know. They're not. I mean, even yours isn't a fuck up, really. It's not like
I've never done anything.
put people's lives in jeopardy or you cost the business.
That was
like
very close to
100
being
grand.
a fuck up. It wasn't a fuck up.
Oh yeah. See, I've never done anything that's cost thousands of dollars. Like so we didn't have a KPI for it when I was in design, but when I was in sales, we had a KPI that we basically allowed about, I think it was $2 or $3 grand each of like expense that was our fault, basically. So whether you put some wrong information on and something got ordered wrong or something, like someone, not me, but someone else, they ordered 100,000. They keyed something wrong. They put extra zero on. So rather than 10,000 meters of something, they ordered 100,000 meters of something. So I never did anything like that, honestly, because I was pretty good with attention to detail. So like that die that I fucked up because I left some things off the drawing. Well, it was an easy fix for the in-house die maker to fucking just add some extra bits after it had been ordered in. So everything else I was pretty all right with, to be honest.
How easy would it be to go over that margin of error in that job?
I feel like depending on
what happens.
So when I fucked up the die order, I had like a line on the wrong layer in the CAD file. So when I sent it to the die maker, that particular thing didn't get put on the die.
Yeah.
So, but we actually had a lot of procedures for checking things to make sure stuff was right. So a lot of stuff got caught, even if I did make a mistake earlier on in the process, sort of thing.
Yeah. All right.
And then in sales, I didn't fuck up much at all, really. So
See, like it's the same thing for the army, man. Like they've got procedures to do things, so you can't it's very, very difficult to do a catastrophic fucking fuck up. It is.
Unless whatever stupid was going to happens quick.
Yeah, but I guess for your day-to-day running and things like that, it's not really overly difficult. It's not like it's complex. And you've got procedures to stop anything that is complex. Like you've got a checklist to go through things, and it's held to quite a high standard to do these things, man. Oh, actually, there's one for you.
Here we
Something.
So it was another ambulance that I had
Procuring?
Yeah, I had commandeered
Borrowing.
for a town run.
Why was it ambulances every time? Were they
That's a med vehicle.
Yeah, med vehicle. Yeah.
so they just sit stationary unless they get used?
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, no, that they're
Exactly
on
that.
site for exactly that, to not move unless there's an incident. So if there's no cars, other cars available, and there's one sitting there that's not occupied or free.
And when you're out bush, there's vehicles that can just get left or just they're not around.
Yeah, so it was just more convenience.
Makes sense.
But yeah, this I obviously just jumped in and drove, and a wheel came off mid-drive. Actually, that's not my fault. Look, I have no idea why, but
Wouldn't say it's not your fault either.
Well, yeah, if I didn't take it, someone else would have driven it and have fallen off. But yeah.
Maybe
I heard a clunk, still driving because it was a 6-wheeler, and I watched the wheel
pass you.
pass me. I was like, "There's something wrong here."
Maybe that was their anti-theft fucking method.
I was like, "Fuck."
Actually, I didn't put a trailer on properly once, and it came off driving.
Ouch.
Went around a roundabout, the fucking whole trailer came off. Just like,
You for real?
yeah, legit.
You didn't put the
There
chains
was
on
some
it?
reason the chains couldn't be connected, and I didn't put the hammer down. Went around a roundabout, the fucking trailer came off.
Was this recent?
Nah, I would have been 18,
Oh,
So you turned right, trailer went straight.
essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of wheels, actually, this isn't work or hunting, but I do remember, again, I would have been maybe 19, 20. And back when I had that old XF Falcon back in the day, anyway, I got a flat tyre. I can't remember if the Southern Expressway existed or not. Regardless, anyway, I was a long way from home and I got a flat tyre. So I've pulled out into a side street and then grabbed the spare tyre out and changed it. I've put the fucking thing on back to front. So like rather than put this, you know how there's like more of a concave on one side? Like Mrs. at the time was just fucking in my ear. I was stressed out. I was trying to do it like it wasn't a good time. And in my haste and just annoyance at her and everything that was going on, I put this tyre on back to front, nuts up like tight, went to drive off and I just heard this grinding sound. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, shit, I put the tyre back to front. So like the rim was like hard up against the brake disc.
Would have been sticking out as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it was fucked. I don't know why I didn't notice it.
could have. If you went too far, it would chewed through.
Yeah, I didn't get
Probably
far.
would've come
I
off.
didn't get far. I just like started and stopped. I probably went not even a meter. That was pretty. That was, yeah, that could have been a lot worse actually.
Trying to think hunting.
Oh, you're just gonna say you're perfect, aren't you?
But no, what I fucked up hunting. I was in what's it called? The big mountain in New South Wales. Kosciuszko, that's it. Just hunting around there. And I set my hoochie up and it was hastily done because we were like sort of like just walking around hunting. Dark came up. We hadn't like set up our camp or anything like that. So we ended up setting up on a road and I set up sort of like where the road, you know how the road sort of like convexes and then you've got like the runoff on the side. Well, I just put my hoochie up. Hey?
Go on.
Well, it's not a bitumen road. It was just a fucking track, really. And I put the hoochie up for two of us. So I put the hoochie together thinking that this other person was going to sleep under it as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put it there because it was the only spot where I could put 2 hoochies together that had enough room. If not, I would have just gone into the bush a bit more and stuck up 1 hoochie and been fine. Anyway, so I put up these 2 hoochies, and then next minute he gets out, or he sets up his tent, and I'm like, oh, I thought you were fucking staying under here because it was raining at this stage. I'm like, oh, I thought you were, well, lightly raining. I thought you were coming under here. He's like, no, I'm not. So he's put it just down from me, but still in the shoulder of the road, right? Anyway, rain gets heavier. He pretty much gets in his tent, and I get underneath the hoochie, and I'm like, fuck. And it was real hastily done. Starts pissing down, like real bad. There's leaks in the hoochie, and then obviously the shoulder of the road fucking just starts fucking flowing, like real bad. And I've sort of like gone, fuck. Like I'm right in the middle of it. I'm like, fucking hell. So I've sort of shifted to this one dry spot underneath the whole hoochie. Like it's tiny. And I'm just laying there, and it was right underneath the joint of the hoochie, the 2 hoochies, sorry, and it starts leaking real bad. And I was so fucking fucked off and frustrated because I could have moved it, and I probably should have, but the rain was real bad actually at this stage. So I ended up using my jacket, putting it over my waist where the leak was dripping onto me and went to bed. That's, I mean, inadvertently my fault. I should have picked a better spot. But the funny thing is I thought I had a rough night. The guy that was just sleeping down from me had a 4 seasons tent, or a 3 season tent or something, and he was in the shoulder, and it was a 1-person tent, so it was quite small, and he got flooded out. His whole bag was saturated. Everything was saturated. I was like, yeah, right.
Suck shit.
But I don't know, like fuck ups, man. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we don't necessarily have to.
I've never ND'd. Well, I've never.
Cool.
Nice.
Hey.
All right, well, we're obviously quite cautious then and don't create too much damage. Maybe if anyone's out there in listener land, they can send us some stories about what they've fucked up royally at work or hunting. Love to hear it.
Yeah, let us know.
Send it in. We would love to read some delightful stories of mirth.
Could always give them your phone number and they can ring in.
Do I want to do that?
Do you want to do yours?
Props not.
I don't have a phone.
All right, let's keep moving.
Righto, motherfuckers. I had an experience the other week. I have 2 things to say this week. Actually.
Sexual experience?
So
Hallucinogenic
well, no,
experience?
no, it wasn't.
Wasn't.
So I'm going through IVF, right? Well, I wasn't up until this stage. Well, I was, but the males don't really have to do much. So, yeah.
Well, it turns out you couldn't even do that.
It turns out I couldn't even do that. And I had to go through a procedure where they extract sperm from the testicles.
Very open about this. Yeah. You're volunteering this information to multiple people on the weekend.
Is it that fucking bad, mate?
Oh, it's entirely
What
your
about
decision.
what about dudes that are going through this, that are our listeners, that want to know what they're going through?
Yeah, what if they're going
You
through?
can be selfish and not tell them what the procedure they're about to do.
Anyway, share your take on it. Share your experience if you wish.
Well, I will.
Go balls deep in your experience.
Very clever. Anyway, so I rock up, and the weird thing is we had like 24 hours notice of this, and the day prior I had to go give a sample anyway, which kind of doesn't really like line up with the timing because you're supposed to have like a couple of days
Abstinence.
with absence. And anyway, so I've rocked up in the morning. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is going to suck, but whatever, let's get through it. And I walk in, sit down in the waiting room. The suspense sort of builds up a little bit. Finally get called in, and it was the same time that my partner's gone in for her procedure. And getting the thing, the doctor's a girl for starters. Anyway, the doctor's like, yeah, all right.
By choice? Or?
Take your, no choice. And I'm actually pretty certain because it was a real spur of the moment. So they've had to get a surgeon in. to do it.
Just drag the B team in.
I literally think so. This will get into my story.
I just had to put a seek ad up to find the right person.
Anyway, sitting down, she's explaining me some stuff. I had to sign some paperwork. She's like, get undressed and then put the sheet over your body. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And through this time where she's explaining everything to me, she's like building it up to be real bad. Like, when you're not confident in something and you're dealing with someone else, you sort of like portray or you're over talking and you're sort of just like a little bit flustered in yourself and it comes across. So I don't know if this doctor had actually done this procedure before, and she wasn't installing much confidence into me at this stage because she was like, yeah, it's not a nice procedure. She's just belt feeding it's going to hurt and this and that, but it's mostly a mental game for dudes. And up until this point, I'm like, just let's get it done. Like, stop fucking waffling. Let's get it done. And at one stage I said that to her. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, let's get it done, mate. Well, let's do it. Because you don't know what you're in for. You don't.
She's
You're just like, yeah.
She's just waiting for you to stop playing with it.
No. Anyway, so I've laid down on the bed and the sheet's on.
Straight batted that one.
She's come in and she's like, oh, just grab your fella and just hold it up underneath the sheet. And I'm like, okay, no dramas. So I've
Just instructed you to hold your shaft.
Yeah, well, otherwise it'd get in the way. I mean, your dick might not, mate, but I mean, it's weird. It's fucking strange. It's real bad. Anyway, lying down, she's got her little tray next to her and she's getting the needles and she's got another a nurse in. I don't know why she needed another person there, but I'm like, okay, whatever. She's got the nurse in. And I'm sitting there going, this is fucked. And already it's like your balls sort of know what's coming. Like they're sort of like starting to get a bit tight, clamber up to your fucking crutch a little bit. Anyway, she's grabbed I remember she grabbed the needle that had anesthesia in it. And she's like, all right, you're going to feel a little bit of a pinch. It's going to be a little bit painful, but just relax your toes and your stomach. And I'm like, what? Okay. Anyway, she jabbed me right nut. And they sort of go in the tube that connects to the ball sack, to the testicle, to pump the anesthesia in because then it flows down into the nut itself. I'm like, okay. So it's like the tube's quite high. Like you wouldn't think it is where it is. But anyway, she's put it in and I'm like, oh, is that it? Well, that's fine. There's nothing. And I was actually pleasantly surprised at this stage. I'm like, oh, is that all I'm in for? Cool. Anyway, she jammed another 2 needles into that side and it was fine. And obviously the numbing agent started to take effect on the right testicle. They have to do the same thing to the left one. I'm like, okay,
Not
fine.
the first time Josh has used numbing cream when he's fucked.
Anyway, she's like, at this stage, my right testicle must have spoken to my left one and said, fucking pop smokes, man. Like, fucking get the fuck out of here. Because he's gone straight up into my guts. And this is the weird thing, right? So she's moved on to the left testicle and she's looked at me and she's gone, have you always had 2 testicles on my B-bun? She's like, I can't find the other one. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, mate?
Lost.
Anyway, I'm like, okay. And she's sort of like real, like clamoring. She doesn't really know what to do. And she got up and she's had a bit of a chat to the nurse in the corner and she's like, oh, I'm going to have to get another doctor in. And I'm like, whoa. Fucking pump the brakes, man. I'm like, can you just give us like, I don't know, a couple moments and I'll see if I can push it back down myself. She's like, oh, okay. I'm like, cool. So they've left the room and I'm sitting there massaging my stomach to push my nut back down, which up until this point has never happened in my life. They've never, ever got gone back into my stomach. So it was an odd feeling in itself. I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway, popped it back down. She's come in. I'm like, yeah, look, I got it. She's like, okay, cool. She's moved around to the other side, and she's gone in with the needle. And at this stage, I actually think she's gone through the tube, just completely through, and it hurt. Fucking hell, man! I was like, whoa, that's different. Why is this side fucking so different? And she's done it again. Put another 2 needles in. Like, I'm guessing that they've got to do it in a few different spots. I don't know. I could feel the whole thing. I'm like, fuck, that hurts. Like at this stage, I was cringing. Anyway, she's left the room. She's like, I'll give you 10 minutes for the numbing agent to sort of take effect. I'm like, okay, cool. She's come back in. She's gone. It started on my right nut. And it's kind of weird. They put like this needle into your ball sack, and then it's got a tube, but then they've got they have to massage the sperm out, right? With like a small pair of forceps or pliers or something.
They wouldn't have to love it.
I'm like, fucking hell, okay. And I'm watching it. Like, she actually asked me at this stage, oh, do you want to watch? And I'm like, yeah, fucking oath I want to watch. And the nurse was like, okay. Having said that, actually, she had to get another nurse in, a different one, because the other one had to go back to whatever duties she needed to.
She had enough money.
She's like, fuck
She
it.
just came to see the freak show. And fucked off.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, I think it was what are they called? Embryologist or something. No? I don't know. No idea. Anyway, they're massaging now. She's like, oh, this is a really good sample. And it was kind of weird. I'm watching it fill up the little tube container, and it's like coming out in this little fucking stringy fucking weird sort of string, and it's quite thick. It's not it's thicker than what it is when you just jizz, right? It's heaps thicker. And it's come out in this like little string cheese type thing or whatever. I don't know. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This is fucking different. All right, sick. And it didn't feel anything. I was like, cool, yeah, let's get on with the other side. And she's put it in, like the needle in, and I'm like, I can feel that. She's like, no, it's fine. It's just a pinch. You'll be all right. And I'm like, no, I can feel it. She's like, that's fine. And this is what makes me think. What makes me think that she went through the tube with the anesthesia, because it wasn't as numb as my right testicle, so I could feel everything. I've even felt when they're sort of like pulling the semen out with the tweezers, I can feel it. I'm like, this isn't right, man, and it's excruciating. It's pretty bad, right? It's not you can't. It's not like you can't overcome it. It's fine, you know. You just get through it, whatever. But it was painful. I was like, okay, this is fucked. Anyway, they finished up. And I bled more than what I thought, right? Holy crap. I've got up off the bed and it's like a pool of blood. I'm like, shit. I'm like, they didn't give me like wet ones or anything to wipe my balls off either. So I'm like, okay, cool. They're like covered in blood. Put me pants up. Like, yep, sick, whatever. I'm like, all right, thank God that's done. And obviously you're numb-ish. So you're not really feeling the after effects too much. So anyway, I finished up. My partner's come out of her surgery. I'm like, sick, let's go. And I was starving. So I'm like, fuck it, let's go to breakfast, right? Let's go eat something. So I've dragged her out and we've had a meal. We're eating our meal. And that was all cool. We went home, whatever. Next day I get up, I'm like, oh, let's go for a drive. Well, to be honest, actually, later on that night, it was fucked. It felt like I went 100 rounds in Rochambeau with someone. Like, it was so uncomfortable. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. It'll be fine tomorrow. I'll just get through it tonight, and I'll be fine tomorrow. Wake up the next day, I'm like, yeah, this is not good. Didn't read the fine print. You're not supposed to shower. have a hot shower for a few days, right? So I showered that morning, got up because your scrotum's fucking got blood on it, so of course you're going to want to wash it. Anyway, went for a drive in the hills, sitting down, going over bumps in your car and things like that. It was not conducive with having this surgery at all. I'm like, whatever, cool. We went out, we had breakfast, gin around, did whatever. I then went to the gym.
It's probably another no-no.
Which, once again, the doc's like, nah, you're not supposed to lift anything for 2 weeks. I'm like, fuck off. I'm going to the gym. Went to the gym. And I actually think I prolonged my pain by doing these stupid things that I shouldn't have done. Because, man, it didn't subside for 7 days. And at one stage I was like, yeah, like it's so uncomfortable. It's not like you can't get over it. It's a weird feeling. You can't get over it. Like you can get over it, but it's so irritatingly uncomfortable. Anyway, the 7th day I was sort of looking at my partner and I'm like, I hope I haven't got an infection because surely it should be all right by now. And my nuts were purple. Well, it was fucked. Anyway, magically, like it slowly got better and better, and I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to go to the docs to get it looked at because I'm clearly fine. It's getting better, but it definitely was uncomfortable for that 7 days. That's for sure. I would highly recommend people avoid doing this at all costs. To be honest.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah, that's one of the that's part of my clusterfuck today. Just a bit of a story about that because I was kind of itching to get that out there to the listeners. So if they're going through the same thing, just not to do it.
Is that just a one visit thing?
We're supposed to have a 6-week checkup, which I think we've got, but I don't know.
Just going to skip that.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
Just in case.
I'm good now, man. It's all good. They were tender, definitely. As they got better, they became more tender. Like washing yourself and you're trying to wash your crotch, just like running your hands over your nuts. It felt like you were kicked in the dick. You're like, yep, this sucks. And then the pain would last for that typical time that you get kicked, like 5 minutes or whatever, and then it subsides and you're like, oh, yeah, cool. Sleeping was bad. I had to put a pillow between my legs because I couldn't crush. I couldn't.
Well,
my
those legs
couldn't
probably couldn't
crunch.
crush.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you now, something was going on. Anyway, that's my story. But I have another thing that I want to go through today. So I've been watching a bit of Matt Welsh lately, and he's come out with a new documentary. And the title is the question that I'm going to ask you, because at the moment, the world is kind of a bit fucked up. I think we can all recognise that. And there's some shit going on that we all don't understand. But one thing that certain part of the community as a whole, they're trying to obviously change the definition of a female. So I want to ask you both, what is a woman?
Jumped on that bandwagon. eh?
Jesus.
Because to me, this is a clusterfuck. Because apparently you can have a vagina and be a woman. You can have a penis and be a woman. To me, the definition of being a woman is you have X chromosome.
Yeah, well, that's the definition. Or whatever their chromosome is.
Exactly. You don't have X chromosome, you're a woman. You know, yeah, you can get surgically modified, but your DNA is still X chromosome. We had this conversation the other day, mate. You were happy to go down these paths. Thank you. So we all agree that
I'm
we're
always happy to go down this path. There's 2 genders and there's 2 sexes. Whatever way you want to, don't fucking try and go, oh, well, sex is one thing, gender's another. No, it's the same fucking thing. You either are born with a dick or you're born with a vagina. People can fucking identify as whatever they fucking want, but there's 2 sexes and 2 genders. As simple as that for me. So if you're born with
the thing that I feel this is going to become construed is when they teach this stuff in school. It becomes construed.
That's not a word. What are you trying to say?
Extruded.
Misconstrued?
It's a short abbreviation. All right, we'll go with that.
Jesus Christ. I have to fucking be Rain Man to know what you're saying.
When they teach this to kids at school.
I imagine it's in their sex ed and shit like that.
It's not fair exposing kids to it.
No.
Well, it's not, but it's going to happen.
It's not fair
it is happening.
It's not even fair introducing the concept to kids because kids rely on you as a parent to teach them things, and people that fucking have a kid and then change its gender at 5 years of age can go fuck themselves because kids don't know. They're children. They need your guidance. So don't be telling your son who likes playing with Barbie dolls that, oh, maybe he should be a girl. You know what? I've got a daughter who loves dinosaurs. Does that mean I'm going to try and turn her into a boy because she likes dinosaurs? No, she just happens to like dinosaurs. She's very much a girl. She's very much a female.
Yeah.
Do you worry that the outside influences will pose a question in her own mind that she
doesn't
may or may not in the future adopt into her ideology?
Hence why even more important as a parent that you instill the things you want to strongly instill into them.
Well, is it want or is it just fact?
It's fact. I want them to have the facts and not listen to the crap that's out there.
Or truth, I should say.
Well, the truth, yeah. I don't want them to have all these alternative ideas put in their head for them to even contemplate, really, because they're two little girls. I have two daughters, and I will love them no matter what decisions they make in life, but I will teach them what is the truth. And I just don't understand why people even introduce the concept of gender identity to children, because they don't understand. They're still finding their way in the world. So adults who put that on children and enforce their own concepts of what's right and what's wrong in terms of gender, I don't think that's right, because kids, when they're adults, then they can make a decision for themselves if they want to identify as something else or whatever. But people who start kids on, puberty blockers and all this sort of stuff.
Hormone replacement, man, is the next level.
Get fucked.
That's
just
fucking
let
next level.
kids be kids.
Because you can't undo.
That's all it needs to be happening.
If they're having hormone replacement and they hit, say, an adult, and they've gone through it, and they realise they've made a mistake, well, there's no going back, man. There's no going back at all. I mean, yeah, you can have physical surgery again, or if they've gone down that path to change it, but they can't undo the damage they've done.
Speaking of like hormone replacements and stuff in kids, have you guys listened to Rogan recently? So, I forget the country, but this guy was having like hormone cream, like testosterone cream on his body and stuff like that, just because he was deficient. And he didn't realise, but when he held his kid, that obviously rubbed off on him. And this kid was 4 or 5 and was getting exposed to this testosterone cream. And I think at 6 or 7, he started puberty.
Oh, wow.
That's fucking cooked.
And this kid is like a beast compared to kids his age.
Oh, so it's all right to jack your son up with roids.
But like, I guess the difference was night and day to what the kid should have been.
See, I feel like that's also an application error, because Dad's had similar cream, or what you're describing is the same cream, and they did say to put it on skin that was covered. Typically.
Yeah, probably to negate that.
Yeah, maybe that's after that happened. Maybe that was the reason why.
I think this is pretty recent from the posts that I've seen.
Because if he's putting it on his cheeks and shit, and then holding his son, well,
he could be rubbing it on his chest and be holding his kid chest, like
wouldn't you wash
skin on
your
skin
hands
on your
after,
chest.
though?
It could be all sorts, man.
Maybe.
Maybe he's just not washing his hands.
Yeah. Maybe he's intentionally using it on the child. One of the two.
Yeah.
Right?
But like,
Grow that little Arnie.
there's talk of like obviously holding your kid back in school to give them a better advantage in school with what they do for like sports and stuff like that. Or there's theories of the cream just to sort of, because obviously a child that struggles in school socially sort of, I guess, finds it harder to succeed a little bit through school anyway. But the theories behind that was if you started giving this cream early on, if you wanted to be more sport orientated, that would help them excel.
So that's almost grooming, man.
Yeah, it is. But
I mean,
that doesn't.
at this stage,
heaps.
the reason why kids can't vote is because they can't make a sound decision.
Oh, they're not. I think them actions aren't for what the kid thinks.
Yeah,
is
that's
right for
so.
them. It's
In
the
the end,
parents
it's
doing
grooming.
it.
Yeah, it's grooming, and we've seen grooming happen all over the world. I mean, you just got to look at those Little Miss beauty pageants and shit.
Oh, yeah.
The mothers go full fucking send with that shit, man. Like, have you seen it? And like most of the time, the kid's just standing on stage, just like, fuck, what do I do? And the mother's in the crowd going, doing all the dance routine in front of her and everything. And the mother's almost living vicariously, or is living vicariously through the kid's life.
You've watched a lot of this.
Well, I've seen a few docos, yeah, man.
He was in beauty pageants as a child.
It was.
Surprising.
It's pretty difficult because
As a
you're both
girl.
ugly.
But you're
Look,
right.
the only reason why I say is because it's
clusterfuck.
the world's getting
You're
pretty
right.
fucked up, man.
It is.
And like, there are people out there. There are even credited doctors out there that are trying to justify the changing the definition of a woman. Like, and I get that. Oh, okay, if you're a man and you feel like a woman, okay, well, you're still a man. But if you want to tell everyone when you meet them, yeah, my name's fucking Georgina or whatever, cool, whatever, do what you want, man. All right, sick. If I see you in the streets though and you look like a man, I'm going to be like, hey, dude, what's up? If you look like a girl, I'm going to be like, hey, dude, what's up as well, probably.
I'm pretty sick of the ambiguity, to be honest, sometimes. Like, the amount of times I have to go, is that a fucking chick or a dude now?
It's getting bad, isn't it?
Fucking
Yeah.
shits me off.
Anaconda Man, I seen
That's where
what
you
I
find
presume
the
was a
weird-
woman with a beard. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, it shouldn't be that ambiguous. Like, obviously, right, for me, there's two sexes, two genders, male, female. Like, I understand there is a spectrum of femininity or masculinity. So you can be a woman and be a bit more masculine, or you can be quite feminine. So whatever, like,
Yeah, no one's the same.
you're a dude or a chick, and then you sit somewhere on that scale of how masculine or feminine you are. Cool.
Yeah.
That's as simple as it should be.
Yeah, but you
Really.
can't deny your biology, man. You can't deny your DNA.
Once you're dead and buried and someone digs you up in 10,000 years'
Yeah.
time, they're going to be like,
That's a
male
girl or
or
that's a
female.
boy. Yeah, bloody oath.
So why do we play these games? And honestly,
It's
I hate buying into it because once upon a time, the people with all this gender dysphoria got put in a mental institution. Because to me, and this could sound a bit controversial and a bit, up myself or whatever, but I think it's a mental issue,
mental illness.
a mental illness. Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a mental illness.
Look,
think
I don't
about-
think you can go through life at the moment without addressing this situation in your lives, especially if you're a father or a mother. There's going to be a point in life where this is going to come up, and your children or child at the moment will, because of the outside influence at some stage, beg that question.
The topic's going to come up.
It
for
is.
Sure.
It's inevitable, and it's something that, okay,
It's a what?
you're going to have to – it's inevitable.
Inevitable.
You're going to have to – go fuck yourself. You're going to have to address. Everyone
Inevitable.
knows it. That's what I said.
You said inevitable.
Inevitable.
Anyway, I think as a parent, you need to be very strong in getting your children to understand things correctly and not just like, don't fucking pander to them because they're kids and they don't fucking know.
Yeah, but is that where you draw the line, is just telling your kids, or are you actually going to stand up and be vocal?
I don't need to do a counter protest
things.
against trans or gender
part
issues.
of it would probably be sending to your kids to a school that won't adopt this.
I think it'd be hard.
That's
to
few and
find
far
it.
between these
you wouldn't
days,
be able to
man.
find it.
Well, see, and this actually brings up another question, because it shouldn't be difficult because we allow other religious schools in this country, and that clearly would not adopt any of this curriculum. So why can't, if you send your kids to a Catholic school, that they
It's not a
don't have
curriculum.
to?
It's just an ideology that creeps in.
Well, no, it's becoming a curriculum, man. It is. The sexual education is definitely trying to be pushed and adopted into all schools to a certain degree. I mean, you can't deny that they are trying to push that. And most public schools, or I don't know, but from what my understanding is, most public schools have to do it.
Shouldn't be in
Private
school.
schools may be different.
Shouldn't even, like primary school, it shouldn't even be a thing to even fucking talk about. It's upsetting to me that kids at 5, 6, 7 years of age even have to even have to listen to any of this crap, right? I mean, I was looking today, and there's a recent news story about a teacher in Canada, and he has he's more of a cross-dresser actually. He's not transgender, or he's about to transition, right? And no shit, he teaches woodworking, or shop as they call it over in the like a tech teacher, right? Mm-hmm. And he wears, and I say he because he's a fucking dude, but he wants to identify as this female alter ego, and he has this pair of prosthetic breasts that he wears, which are so obscenely large. They're described, one breast is described as twice the size of a man's head.
Did you see the video of he using that radio arm saw, and it looked
like
unsafe?
It looked like he was about to cut his nipple off.
Yeah, it looked I'm sitting there going, what the why? Look, if you naturally like that, all right, you're going to have to overcome some stuff in your life. But I've got it on my phone, actually.
This guy is doing this, and I cannot for a second believe that it's for anything else other than just attention seeking.
Yeah.
Because he's decided, all right, I've got this female alter ego. I'm going to wear these ridiculous fake tits. He wears see-through tops so you can see everything. The nipples on these things are permanently erect. So you cannot tell me that he's discreetly going about transitioning. He just wants everyone to be like, look at me, and I can fucking get away with this. Because in this day and age,
it'd be offensive to
the principal can't fucking say shit. And the principal was on being interviewed, not the principal, like the director of the school or whatever they were calling it, basically going, they were G.
They were advocating it, and this is a weird. Like, to me, who cares? You want to identify as whatever, but the practice of what he was teaching was unsafe. Like, it just was unsafe. It looked like if he fucking sneezed, mate, that's it. That saw's going through his tit.
Prosthetic tit.
Yeah.
Are they like
bro,
they're
actual
obscene.
But yeah, they're just fucking your wearables. They're not fucking.
No, they're not like.
Wait.
They're wearable, right?
Yeah,
It's
So you cut it off, whatever.
Like in movies where they have a fat suit, he's wearing.
Oh, fucking hell.
He's wearing tits.
It's
They're
ridiculous.
They're not implants.
It's like Shallow Hal, but neck level. You've seen that movie.
But again, this is the whole like give an inch and someone will take a mile bullshit. So we just cut this thing off at the source. Don't let it creep in.
But how do we not let it creep in, mate? I mean,
you have to be black and white with it.
Where the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and unfortunately, the majority isn't squeaky. It's the minority that's squeaky about it.
So the silent minority need to start fucking arcing up and actually doing something, getting off their ass. Silent majority, yeah.
Because the majority is silent, and then the minority is loud.
And vote for semis. Automatics.
You got to send me looking at those fake tits just then.
Can you imagine? It'd be like she doesn't look dainty, but she's obviously trying to cut the appearance of a female, and then she's like, "Ron, sit down now." Like, she just have this deep voice.
Like, can you imagine? Like, even 20 years ago, like the fucking idea of that even being entertained for a second. 20 years ago.
No.
Like, could you imagine yourself having a teacher that was fucking doing that shit?
You've never taken him seriously.
You could not take that seriously.
No. Well, look, it's a tough time all around unless we don't stand up for what we believe. We'll stand up for truth. I think shit's going to get pretty bad. I mean, as it is, people are believing their own lies, man.
No, I think if you look at America now, that's probably going to be us in 5 to 10 years.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But the way things have gone.
Yeah. Well, nah. Well, let's hope not.
Well, hopefully the gun laws go that way. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. wouldn't
Anyway, to answer your question, a woman has a vagina and tits and is an adult female.
it? All right, you bigot.
Whether you are a masculine woman or a feminine woman, that's your own fucking whatever. If you got a vagina, you're a fucking woman.
Look,
That's my definition.
you know, as I said, I'm not opposed to people doing what they want to do.
No, the fucking pronouns thing can get fucked as well, man.
I don't believe that I should initially address you or how do I put this? I don't think that if I think you look like a woman and you haven't addressed me yet and, you know, asked me politely, you know, to actually I still wouldn't
Just say it.
call you a woman. And if I came up to you and said, hey, man, and you took offence, I'd be like, well, wait a second, you can't. You can't do that. Because you're right, actually. I don't even think if you asked me, address me as a female, I'd be like, well, no, because you're a male.
Yeah, it shouldn't be offensive if someone's perceiving you as male if you're biologically male.
Well,
and
why do you have to entertain that lie? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, because that's what it is. It's a blatant lie. So why should you force people to entertain a lie, period? I mean, if you feel like a woman and you want to do those things and you're a man, okay, cool. But don't push your personal agenda on anyone else, you know.
Yeah, don't shove it down anyone else's throat.
And which you find that a lot in them sort of people that, I don't know, the LGBTQ.
It's not just that, man. There's a lot of people that do it in life just with other things as well. The church is known for it being, what's the word? A contradiction.
Hypocritical.
Yeah, both work.
Yeah. And same as like your vegans, vegetarians. They do
exactly.
also do the same thing. So
See, I haven't, talking about vegan and vegetarians, we had this conversation on the weekend out hunting, actually, Caleb. I've noticed just like Google, like my YouTube's obviously like I Google outdoor things and survival stuff and shooting things and this and that.
Bukakis.
A lot of videos have popped up, especially since watching Alone of like snippets of Alone or things like this, and there's quite a number of like what I would consider hippie-ish women or hippie-ish dudes even that suddenly have adopted organic meat into their way of life. From their stereotype, which is obviously a little ignorant for me to say because I don't know them, but it almost seems like a bit of popularity in that sort of community is actually swaying back to eating meat. And I certainly in what I watch support that, but I don't know as a whole, obviously.
Surely you can see though when you watch, if you're a vegetarian, you watch Alone, right? And they're out there and they're trying to exist just by eating plants.
Oh, it doesn't last.
They're fucked.
As soon as winter hits,
you have to get that protein through fish or mice or deer or whatever you can fucking get your hands on. Whatever you can get your hands on. So I think it sort of shows the harsh reality of what it's like when you pare everything back and it's not a modern society where you have the luxury of Beyond Meat and all this other bullshit. Like you got to, when you're surviving, you just got to get protein, and the easiest way is fucking eat a fish or eat some other animal.
You got no supplements out there.
Like I was talking a couple of weekends ago about what I did in that day, and I was at a wedding actually, and in between the reception and the ceremony and the reception, I actually went home because it was that long in between. And I was talking to a friend of my missus who's a vegetarian, and I was like, oh, yeah, I just watched a couple episodes of Alone. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm watching that. I'm like, what? You're the last person I thought would be watching Alone because they're literally killing an animal like every other second to get food. But she's digging the show. Her and her partner both watching it. And I was like, wow, okay, cool.
See, it's almost like a
show.
shift in their thought. I mean, depending on why she's a vegan, if she's against the cruelty of animal, typically they're not going to watch that sort of stuff. They're just going to be like, no.
It depends how they perceive the cruelty of animals. Because I could see them saying that, us as hunters, we don't need to go out and do it. I'm not saying that, just leave me. But in that situation of survival, they would need to do it. So I could see that sort of mindset on that situation.
Yeah, but if they're prepared to change their mindset for that situation, well, there is a way to live that life in your day to day.
No, I understand that, but it's more the fact of how they come across as you don't need to kill anymore.
Yeah.
So,
not that I agree with why are they making vegan meat? Just
to make money.
Don't fucking have a substitute for meat and eat your plant shit.
Yeah.
I think maybe people are also realising there's that much other bullshit in that fake meat as well.
Well, we know secondhand, but we've seen it firsthand, how good a meat diet is and works for people, actually. We've got a couple of friends that have gone the carnivore diet and they have dropped weight and their aches and pains have decreased and they're very, very healthy people. Now,
it's not for everyone, though. To do what works for your body.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? You're saying the only way to live is being...
Have you tried a full carnivore diet for more than a week?
Dude.
So how do you know if it works for you or not? Yeah, you've got to try it, don't
exactly.
you?
I'm saying it's not for everybody. If we were supposed to be carnivores, we would have sharp teeth and nothing else. We're omnivores for a reason.
I have no doubt, but how do you know if it works if you're not willing to give it a go for a good length of time?
Because I don't need to. I'm quite healthy. And I don't have body dysmorphia and fucking need to look like a Dorito chip like you either.
I'm not sure if it's Dorito chip, more like a Twisty.
I'm sorry, but I'm either one. Oh, fuck it. No, I'm not going to. Below the belt. I'm not even going to go there.
Do it.
Mate, I did not say a word, bro.
Anyone seeing a video of this would see you fucking look at me, looking at my fucking waistline, mate.
No, I was looking at the chair. You were making noise. I was going to say, stop moving.
You may be slimmer than me,
There's
Josh.
that body morphia coming in. Is he looking at my waist?
You might have less fat on your body than me, Josh, but in
we all
terms
know
of
you
health, I think I'm doing better.
Oh, yeah, you're fucked, Josh.
Yeah, but from a life of arduous hard work,
Still,
physical hard work.
Still, you're not healthier than me.
That's what I reckon. 100%. I am.
I am 100% healthier than you.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, let's do it. Let's do a marathon.
No,
see who wins.
That's not healthy. That's
not
fitness.
fitter. Health. The health
I
of
feel
my
the
body.
two go hand in hand.
Nope.
Because I'm pretty sure right now you're not going to do a marathon.
I guess the only way you can test health is like doing a fucking liver,
blood test,
lung,
cholesterol, fucking blood pressure, all that shit. I'll beat you on all that. I guarantee it.
Well, let's do it.
I'll beat you on everything.
Let's do it. I got a doc. Let's go do it.
Eyesight, hearing.
Let's go do
I'll
it.
beat you on everything.
There's two you lost this then.
Let's go do it. Cholesterol, testosterone levels,
beat you on that.
everything.
Well, yeah.
But let's do the whole lot.
I'll win everything in terms of health. You
Let's
might
do
be
it.
fitter and stronger than me and have less fat on your body, but I'm actually a healthier body.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, let's go to the docs and do it.
This is going to be a great doctor's appointment. Just clogging up the fucking medical system in Australia. We just want to fucking compare each other. I'll win. I guarantee you I'm healthier.
Life's a competition with us. And it extends to all three of us now, really. And we all know this. Everything that we do, it's a competition.
It's the only way to do it.
From throwing eggs to fucking your stream of piss, whether it sounds feminine or not.
Oh, if there's a competition between a stream of piss, you're losing for sure.
Really?
Because you're not maintaining.
I can't even hear your piss, and you sit to piss.
You can't even maintain.
Which is weird.
You can't
Who
even
sits to
maintain the
piss?
stream.
That's right.
Anyway, I think we should move on to Couch's breakdown.
All right. Well, my breakdown. So I looked at the definition of clusterfuck, and definition was something that seems easy to do but turns out to be like harder. So
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Generally, that's
So
that's how I'd use clusterfuck.
All right, I'll make this one a quicker one, but I'm going to ask you guys anything that's actually turned out to be a lot harder than you first perceived it to be. So I'll go first. Mine's is more about work today. So anyone in South Australia that knows, it's been raining quite a lot and it's been quite annoying, and especially in earthworks, it's been fucked. We're constructing a road and it seemed like yesterday we canned it because of the rain. Fair enough. Today, no rain. Sweet. So we started full swing, boxing out this road, and then for some reason it started raining at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So at the start of the day, didn't stop until 1. And for some reason we had a power station next to us that I'm not sure how it pumps out so much water, but there ended up being just like a river of water flowing through our site. And like nothing was working well. Trucks were getting bogged at their dump sites. So there was a loader there for each truck. There were 6 trucks in the rotation there. And each time they went to go dump it, they get bogged and just get towed out by a loader. And that happened all day.
Fucking hell.
So
on top of the site itself.
On top of the site itself. So there was the profiler used to box out the road. And due to it being so wet and so sort of soggy, that they had to go like half speed to try and stop it from just clogging up the machine. And I don't know, this thing just didn't go well from word go. Like the road was turning to shit, the rubble was sort of soaked.
Can't you just, because it started raining that early, couldn't you just be like, nah, all right, cancel it?
But we already sort of canned yesterday. So management's like, we just got to get this done. I'm just going to do it. There was no going back.
So
and with tomorrow being a day off.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
So
lose 3 days. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But I feel like it's going to be more of a headache and cost more money. Did you get it done?
Kind of. We got probably half of what we typically wanted to do. No, bitumen. Bitumen's later.
Oh.
This is just all box out and prep the rubble.
Right.
And
that seems pretty easy. I don't know what you're whinging about.
Yes. Thanks, Josh.
No, that's right.
No, but today was fucked, so it was probably one of the longest days I've done. I think it was 12 hours.
What time did you start?
I started at 7.
Right.
So it was 12 hours away from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was probably 11 hours, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Is that the same road that I dropped you off to get your car?
No, different one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw that, man. Water and machines don't work. Fucking,
It's and especially when we're technically 3 men down in our crew. So when I started, I had a supervisor. I slotted in as TL. Then we had 3 guys below me. Now there's
to drive 6 trucks.
no, that's a different company that we use.
Oh, right.
But yeah, so there's 2 guys below me. The supervisor stepped up, and there's another slot somewhere. But anyway, so it must be just 2 men down. But 2 men down trying to operate at full fucking steam, just in shit weather in the winter, just does not work.
Yeah, bloody hell.
So not as interesting as funny as
Oh, I'm happy it's you, not me.
your ball fucking story, but
Stuff that.
that was my clusterfuck for today.
Do you just get frustrated because you want to leave? Because you're obviously not on time. Like 4:30.
It sucks because I'm on salary.
Yeah.
So I only get paid till, well, I guess the time hours is around 3:30. So, and I did, 2 hours overtime for free. That's when,
Well, you
that's
get
when
time
it
in
sucks.
lieu, yeah?
Nah.
You don't?
No.
Fuck.
Salary, man.
Fuck that. Yeah, but all right, so Friday you might finish at 12.
I've had probably 2 short days since I've been there.
Really?
Yeah. It's, I don't know, it's not working out right now.
I feel like they could pick up another person then.
Oh, they need to we need to pick up 2. So, because there's supervisor slot missing. So there's talk of me stepping up into that and then need to replace its TL and replace a team member. So technically 2 team members, really.
Are they going to do it?
Fuck knows.
Oh. Well, if you're a TL, can't you say? Like, hey, boss, look, we need another two
It's
people.
only the one step below. Like one
No,
step
can't you
above
just go to
shipping.
the owner? Like when you're sinking beers on a Friday and be like, hey,
Oh,
bro.
no, it probably could, but it's probably not going to go anywhere. Like, I think it's happening.
Well, if it's the owner, of course, it's not going to go anywhere else because it's the fucking owner.
Last time I said something, it was they were doing it, but that was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, we'll give them some grace. Jeez.
It's not hard to
2
find.
weeks
It's
ago.
not hard to find people.
Really? Hard work? Hard? Oh, could help.
I wouldn't hire you, but
Yeah, I wouldn't hire either of you either, actually. Well, wait, you went into business with me, Mary.
yeah, and that's why I wouldn't hire you
Really? We got shit done. We actually
that's
did pretty good as a team.
until you couldn't grasp the fucking pliers.
Look, man, my hands are my hands. They'll do their thing. They will.
Can push a nut back down from your stomach.
He's got soft hands.
Yeah. Not really. I'm the only one with calluses. The rest of you have girly. No, Couch is right. Yours are pretty soft.
Are you serious?
I think your callus is only from the gym. That's it.
You have very soft hands, bro.
I don't have soft hands, bro.
You do.
I never
And
have.
actually, when you were at your last job, I used to like shake your hand. I'd be like,
It's like silk.
"Is this a woman?"
I mean, when I went from
No, well, when you're working in the office, that was
yeah,
a
when I
different
went
environment.
from on the tools to the office, but now I'm back on the tools.
Yeah, but you know what I would have done? Every Friday night, if I worked in an office, I would have stuck my hands in a tub of fucking methane. Just so I fucking was.
Do you know what though? Like I like doing a manual labour job now on the tools. Like I get cuts and fucking shit all the time, and my hands get a bit rough, and they get whatever on them. But because I use product in my beard from Jericho, Australia,
Oh, that was a brain fart.
yeah, it was a brain fart. I had to remember there for a second. It actually like softens my hands. So not only does it make my beard smell nice, like the balm that I use, it actually softens my hands up as well because I use it so
So
much.
it probably causes more injuries to your hands because it softens your hands.
Yeah, look, men aren't supposed to have soft hands, bro.
They're not soft. They're just
You just said that
moisturised.
was soft.
It softens them from what they would be if I
Jesus,
didn't.
bro.
It's a soft feel.
Jesus.
Am I the only one that hurt? Or you just said it.
You must
Anyway.
struggle the most with the gender fucking shit because you just have to be so hard a man. So hard. I have to have calluses, rough hands.
No, that's all you need to be a
unshaven.
man. Mate, I'm not the manliest man in the world, trust me. Like,
You'd like
I don't
to think
care.
you are, though.
But I do believe that men shouldn't have soft hands. Like, if I'm grasping a dude's hand to shake it and it's soft, I'm going to be like, yeah, right.
I think it's just
You know.
like you don't have to have fucking
don't
rough, hard
have to.
mans
You
as a
don't
man.
have to.
Hands as a man.
I'm sure there's
you
dudes
are
out
what you're
there that
exposed to.
moisturise.
No,
So,
it doesn't matter what your skin's like. Just give a firm handshake. That's probably more to the point.
oh, there's nothing worse than giving a handshake and someone's just gone like a limp hand. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're such a man. You're so manly and you have to have this and that to be a man.
No, but like a handshake is sort of like the initiation of.
I'm sure women love you touching them up and down with those fucking calluses all over them.
Actually, my partner has complimented me many times about it because she's like,
Scrape me with that flaky
it's
skin.
like getting scratched at the same time.
Jesus. I'm just I'm not in detail, but imagining just like a handful of tit in your hand compared to my hand, like for the person owning the tit, surely it's much
You're gonna be
nicer.
like, oh, I may as well date a woman.
Surely, no, but still a firm grip, Josh. But just not bits of skin flaking off and little divots and fucking calluses. Surely it's a nicer experience to have your tit grabbed by someone whose hand doesn't feel like a cheese grater.
Depends on the
That's all
person.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Depends if it's a woman or a man that you're grabbing the tit of.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Clusterfucks. So something you thought was going to be easy but turned out to be really hard. I've had heaps, like just small jobs that have turned into big jobs, but there was one I did back when I was in sales, and I had a customer, and they had a tender that they put out. So they were an existing customer, and they put a tender out to basically all the different companies that could offer the same thing I did. And just coming up to sort of the end of their contract with us, so they put a tender out, and they did it for basically all their consumables. like every single thing that was a consumable, whether it was in or out of the scope of what I could offer. But the company I worked for had several divisions that could offer basically the other things they're after. But then there was just so much random stuff. But I think it was basically the value of $1 million a year sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, of course, it was treated with some seriousness, right? So generally a tender is not too difficult because the company will give you all this detail. They'll give you sizing, you know, the material, everything you need to be able to quote them and then submit a tender. This list of stuff of all the consumables this company used was like the vaguest fucking thing. So a tender's generally easy. But then when I actually got down to drilling into the information to be able to quote on everything, we're talking like 3-word description of something with no size, material or anything. So I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? Oh, and then you ask a question. Oh, that was a thing that and it because this company had offices, or sites, plants, whatever it was, in every state. So you get this one item and you'd see how many of these they used a year. And they're like, oh, yeah, a Queensland branch like bought a fucking envelope twice. And it showed up on this tender. So then I was like, well, why the fuck did no one vet this thing and go anything under a certain quantity, fuck it off. It's just a one-off item that someone's bought. They've literally just done a data dump of every single consumable they used across all their sites around the country.
It's someone not giving a shit and just
Literally.
just flicking it through.
So
being thorough.
this thing that was supposed to be easy just turned into this fucking like months and months and months thing, and like multiple meetings, multiple divisions within the company I worked for, and it was being driven by their overseas headquarters of the company that we were tendering to. And then after all this back and forth trying to get all this information, there was like a core like category that we could easily quote on. And then all this other stuff, it just fucking fell by the wayside. And we're like, what? We don't even know what we're quoting because there's no detail. No one could get the information. And then in the end, after months and months of all this back and forth, they just turned around and went, yeah, we've tried. We're going in a different direction with this now. And just, yeah, it was everyone, like they were fighting within their own company about what they were undertaking, which was trying to reduce the number of the main objective basically was trying to reduce the amount of suppliers for all their consumables to 1 or 2 suppliers, which is why we were attractive because we could offer quite a lot of the consumables across all our divisions. But because this company that we were tendering to were having all these infighting and indecision about stuff and no one was talking to anyone, the whole thing just fell over basically. So it went
It's a waste of time.
I
waste
actually
of money.
feel
It's just a fucking
like
waste of time.
that's not a bad thing if you're putting everything in the
Oh no, the concept,
the whole
idea
concept is
good.
great, but it's someone from on high's gone, we've got, I don't know, pick a number. We've got 150 suppliers for consumables or
Oh, no, that's
non-essential
good.
things.
But I mean, like putting in your stationery or your envelope is what you just said in your spreadsheet of what you're going to – because, I mean, they might be like, oh, we need some envelopes.
Yeah, but not
Send
if
us some
you-
fucking envelopes, cunts.
It
Like,
depends on the
I feel like
quantity.
that's fine. And no, not really, because at the end of the day, it's costing money. It's costing the company money.
it's a great concept,
So-
man, to standardise and go, all right, well, this guy in Queensland's buying this size envelope from this company, whereas the one in South Australia is buying this size envelope, which is 2 mil different from a different company. Let's fucking standardise everything. But they didn't do the legwork. They just did this data dump. So anyone who was tendering was looking at this stuff going,
But it isn't –
what the fuck is this?
Is that the role of the person that's tendering to square away all that sort of shit?
Trust me, from doing many tenders, this was the most disorganised piece of shit. And this was a massive company that we were tendering to.
That makes sense.
Like, it's quite a sizable company. And because they had infighting and they had language barriers as well between their divisions and overseas headquarters, and people who, just weren't willing to communicate properly, it just turned into a massive clusterfuck and a waste of a lot of people's time.
And I lost $1 million.
And I can't remember the end result because I'm pretty sure I left before that was finalised. But
You left for someone else.
I think
Too hard.
I think in the end, they were still my customer. I was still supplying what I was originally supplying. We didn't pick up any extra work from them, basically.
So it's no worth.
But the whole thing just fell over. Like, it was a grand idea, but then no one realised what was involved. You know, like, if someone's going to tender, they actually need to know the detail of what they're tendering.
Yeah.
You can't just grab an Excel spreadsheet with everything you've purchased and send it and expect them to give you a price on it all. So it was a clusterfuck.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's probably definitely some due diligence that has not been done by the company's fault.
Sort your data.
Josh.
You think that they'd fucking do that, though. And it is a hard and time-consuming thing. I mean, not to the same scale, but when I had the cafe, that was fucked. Like, having to go through everything, it was fucked. Right, and that was just a small cafe, man. Oh. But it needs to be done. That's because that's where you save money as a company. So it's in your vested interest to dot your I's and cross your T's.
Yep.
Oh, they lost money. It was a clusterfuck. You left. And now you're doing a podcast.
Could also be described as a clusterfuck at times.
What do you mean at times? Every single podcast is a clusterfuck. Would you be on the wheel?
Are you saying I'm driving, are you?
Nah.
You just admitted it.
Nah.
I'm driving.
Nah. You're the puppet.
I'm steering the ship, mate.
You are, but I'm steering you.
Let's steer you, Josh. And I think it's your turn.
Nope.
No, what was...
I've already done mine.
No, the fucking perceived as easy, but was harder.
Doing a podcast with you cunts.
Simple as that. Well,
Fucking done.
I think then we're steering towards the end, so I'll wrap this fucking thing up. I'll steer us into port, being the captain that I am. And
Which
first
side's
off,
port?
couldn't tell you actually. What is it? Port, starboard, starboard, not starboard.
Wow. What are you talking
I
about?
don't fucking know. I'm not nautical in any sense of the word, but
What are you trying to
put
talk
a steering wheel in my hand.
Steering
I'll,
a sport.
I'll send us somewhere.
Port's left.
And I've got to say, first of all, you guys out there in listener land have got to do a few things for us. And firstly, go on to highcaliber.com.au, check out our mate Rossi's fine selection of products which you can get, gun oils and cleaners, mats. There's one underneath my elbows right now, a cleaning mat which is in possession of the Send It Mate logo and a High Caliber logo. So jump on and grab one of those. All this selection of stuff's great, so make sure you support Rossi, and in turn you'll be supporting us as well. Make sure you use the discount code SendItMate for 10% off for yourself.
Get behind it, cunts, because it supports us and we can keep dribbling shit. And it supports Rossi, who's an Aussie-made company.
Well, he's fucking from the UK, but he started the company here. It's
You're an immigrant on that fact. If we're gonna go there.
I was born here actually, so get fucked.
But he's a good bloke, good products.
It is
So, yeah.
great Australian company and great products. You'll never need any other gun oil. Honestly, it's the best product out there. So High Caliber, get onto them. We also need you to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to us, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever that is. If there's an option to rate, review, or subscribe, make sure you do that, and that'll help support us. Keep us doing what we love to do and talk shit for you guys. And also, jump onto social media and make sure you follow us, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We love you. We love you fucking listening to our bullshit every week. So I think we're done this week. Boys, we'll be back with another episode for the listeners next week. I have no idea what we're doing, but we will be doing an episode for you. Thanks for listening.
We will. That was terrible.
Thanks, Josh. You seem to feel the need to input that at the end of every episode. Please stop.
No, I was just saying you're terrible.
Really clusterfuck.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, dude and dudettes.
Catch ya.
Yeah, bye. Fuck, I gotta piss. G'day, dude and dudettes. Josh here. Do you find it hard to keep your long, hard barrels free from gun STDs? Maybe you need a clean out of your bore. If this is you, jump on over to highcaliber.com.au and use the promo code SENDITMATE to receive a 10% discount on all your gun cleaning needs. And remember, it's sexy to support Australian-made products. Everyone here at Send It Mate uses High Caliber, and we can promise you that it'll keep your firearms free from those pesky gun STDs.